listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from Prince George's Stadium. We're getting set for Game 2 in this 6-game series between the Altoona Curve and your Bowie Baysox. Glad you're with us. Matt Sabatas with you from the ballpark in Bowie as the Baysox are trying to break out of a very small 2-game skid right now, but it is turning into a potentially dangerous homestand for the Baysox as they try to remain in the hunt for that one and only spot atop the Southwest Division at the end of the second half. A loss last night pushed Bowie back into second place, while the Erie Seawolves were able to capture a win over the Harrisburg Senators, breaking the tie for first place. And Bowie has been having their problems this week, in this homestand, with the pitching. If you can recall, from the start of the second half into the start of this homestand, a span of about 6 weeks for Bowie between June 27th and August 13th, Bowie had the best ERA in all of minor league baseball, 3.16. But over the course of this 7 games so far on this homestand, Bowie's pitching has been sporting a 5.20 ERA. That is the third highest in the Eastern League since the start of last week. And last night was more of the same in terms of the pitching, just getting too outpaced too early on for the offense to catch up and try and push ahead. An early 3-run home run by Malcolm Nunez for Altoona, and then a later 2-run home run by Andy Rodriguez made it 5-0 very fast. Bowie was actually able to make a big run at it late. They had the tying run at third base in the bottom of the 6th inning. An RBI single by Connor Norby had made it 6-5 and put the tying run to third. Norby himself, representing a go-ahead run, moved to second base. Even with just one out, though, Bowie couldn't get it done. Bowie left on 10 base runners yesterday, including 3 different base runners at third base. A lot has been left on the table for the Baysox this season as they lead the league in runners left on base in total at about 7.5 per game, even though they have been leading the Eastern League in runs here in the second half. It just shows what they're capable of, the amount of runs that they're able to score, but the amount of runs that they're still capable of scoring can sometimes just be a little frustrating, especially when you see close, tight losses like yesterday, when Bowie still out-hits their opponent and leaves more runners left on. But there's a new day ahead, and of course today sees Brendan Hanafy getting the start for Bowie as he looks for a bit of revenge over Altoona. We'll discuss Hanafy in a second, but first we've got to set you up with the numbers for today's game. As Altoona comes in for game number 115 on the season, a 58-56 record on a 5-game winning streak. The Curve are 8-2 over their last 10, 29-29 when playing on the road. Bowie comes in for game number 116, 56-59 record this year with a 2-game losing streak. They're 3-7 over their last 10, and 31-27 when playing at home. In the second half, Bowie is 29-17 on the season. They're in second place in the Southwest Division, only 1 game out of first, as the Erie Seawolves are 30-16. Bowie is in second, while Altoona is in third, 25-20. The Curve are in the second half. They are close, closing in 4.5 games out of first place and only 3.5 games behind the Baysox. If this series does not turn around for Bowie, there could be a big change in the pecking order in the Southwest Division. You've really got to be careful. As we look at today's starting pitching matchup, it will be Brendan Hanafy going for Bowie up against Carmen Mojinski for Altoona, as Mojinski has had an interesting season against Bowie, and kind of an interesting season overall, as he's kind of had his overall role shifted a handful of times with the curve. He's 3-7 this season with a 4.94 ERA, and he's had openers used in front of him at points. He's come in as a traditional starter at points. He was initially scheduled to have an opener used today, but they changed their mind, Altoona, and decided to bring him in just as a traditional starter to face off against the Baysox. Now, his injuries have really hampered his overall development. A foot injury sidelined him during his 2019 season, and of course 2020 was shortened before he got picked up in the first round of that draft out of the University of South Carolina. He missed a month in 2021 due to shoulder stiffness and then a little bit of elbow issue. No, a different shoulder issue, I should say. Sent him on the injured list earlier this year toward the beginning of June. He's had trouble with Bowie this year specifically, never making it past 4 innings in any of his Baysox outings and allowing 9 runs in 9 total innings. Now, Mojinski kind of lacks a swing and miss pitch, at least that's what the scouts have said. He's got a fastball that sits in the mid-90s, does have a good cutter, as well as a slider and a changeup, and he sits in the top half of the zone a lot, leads to a handful of fly balls. He has given up 9 home runs this season in 82 innings, and a ground ball to fly ball ratio of 0.84. So Bowie could maybe knock him for a couple today. That could be a part of the overall game plan. As Brendan Hanafy starts for the Baysox, a 1-1 record and a 5.40 ERA coming off of his best start of the season. 5 innings of 2-run ball against Somerset. It was Hanafy's first win in nearly 3 calendar years. His first since August 24th of 2019. So this is the 3-year anniversary of his previous win. And just a week ago, tomorrow, he tossed those 5 strong innings against Somerset. After 2 early runs, one in the first and one in the second, including a leadoff home run in that second, Hanafy was able to really lock in after a leadoff extra base hit in the third. Worked scoreless from there, and the Bowie offense was able to back him up with it, too. Hanafy has been really mixing in the ground balls hard lately. Hasn't been working too many double plays, while he has been walking at least 1 or 2 batters every outing. We'll have to see how it plays because the last time he faced Altoona, he gave up a ton of contact. Hanafy had his worst start of the season against the Curve a month ago. He did not escape the first inning, allowed 5 runs on 4 hits with 2 strikeouts. He allowed a trio of consecutive RBI doubles. So as long as he can just work through that, maybe pull out the sinker a little bit more early on, he should be fine. As we discuss the starting pitching matchup, we're going to replay an interview we had with Brendan Hanafy a couple of weeks ago following a strong start he had against the Akron Rubber Ducks after Bowie was wrapping up their 2-week road trip. So we'll step aside, be back in a bit, and hear a little bit of Hanafy's thoughts as he's made this fantastic return on the Tommy John surgery and up here to Double-A for his first season with Bowie. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
There's plenty going on at the ballpark on Saturday, August 27th. Bowie will be hosting a special tribute to Negro League Baseball, as well as an exhibit presented by the Josh Gibson Foundation with special artifacts from the Hall of Famer's career, as well as the Baysox huge Touch a Truck event featuring dozens of construction, excavation, emergency vehicles, and trucks for all fans to enjoy and interact with exhibits as well. It begins at 4:30 and is going to run till 6:30 ahead of the 6:35 game. It's all presented by Miss Utility and comes your way on a busy Saturday, August 27th, so get your tickets at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Checking back in on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show as we prepare for Game 4 in this 7-game series between Bowie and Akron. It's been a long road trip, and we're checking in with yesterday's starting pitcher, Brendan Hanafy. Tossed 4 2/3 strong ball yesterday. Longest outing of the season. Just overall, how did it feel?
Felt good, man. I feel like I've been doing some good things. just haven't really been able to put it all together. I don't think I still put it all together last night, but I was able to give us a decent effort and, give us a chance to win. Would have liked to have gotten that last out in the 5th, but you know what? The pitch count and all that, I get all of that. It's health concern, but yeah, it felt good last night and finally good to have some success.
What was there a pitch specifically you felt was working best for you last night for a good quick out maybe?
My sinker early in the count, the guys were aggressive, so just tried to get strike one and kind of hope they hit a ground ball to somebody. Also able to get the changeup going last night, which helps just, control that throttle a little bit, forward and back, get them off balance. Garrett Stallings had a lot of success with that the night before, so, I kind of used what he did and tried to build on that.
It happened in back-to-back innings here. The first pitch you threw of an inning was a ground out right to Ortiz. Was that the sinker both times?
I believe so, yes. Yep.
As we continue on with Brendan Hanafy here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We were pulling for you on the broadcast to get that 5th out too. It'll be a special moment once it comes back to that 5 scoreless next time through. But what is going to be next for you in the development? Is it just extending more of that distance and getting further and further into each individual outing? Is that what you and the coaching staff are kind of anticipating?
Yeah, it's just, I guess not really keeping to a routine, but, just building on each outing, and it's doing it for 2 2/3 well, then it's doing it for 3 1/3 well, then it's doing it for 4 2/3, and then trying to get to, maybe 5, possibly 6 by the end of the year. Just keeping up with the routine, staying healthy, but, also trying to get better and progress as the season goes.
How much have you kind of intermixed from missing 2021 up until now on maybe the rehab trail, while at the same time trying to add on to your development and trying to grow? What would you say a good blend of that has been like?
Right, and I also missed 2020 with the COVID year. Obviously, I pitched at home, which was not quite AA competition, but it's been a tough road, man. It's just getting the feel back, and baseball is the hardest game to replicate a game situation. You can get all the bullpen reps, all the catch play reps you can get, but until you're on a mound with a hitter in the box and an umpire behind the plate, man, those are the reps where you actually develop, I think, and that's the biggest thing. And unfortunately for 2 years I haven't been able to get any of those, so it's been a long road. It's tough. You're trying to feel things back. You're trying to get better, but you're also trying to get a AA hitter out at the same time, which,
you've been doing a pretty good job at that so far, at least.
I've had my ups and downs for sure, but it's been fun. I'm enjoying it. The team being, we're winning games, we're having fun. That helps the most. Even when times were tough, and I'm sure they'll be tough again, but having a group of guys, the coaching staff, man, it's a fun group, so that definitely helps.
You mentioned that Garrett Stallings was getting a lot of success with his changeup the night before, and you tried to maybe incorporate some of that into your approach. What led to that intuition? Was it something that you were watching as Stallings was going through? Is it something that he maybe told you, or maybe something on the game review the next day?
Yeah, me and Stallings are pretty tight, man. So obviously when he pitches, I watch pretty closely, because we do, we might not have the same exact stuff, but if I had to put my stuff against anybody else, him and mine are probably the most similar. So I pay attention when he pitches and, see what guys do off of him and try to get an idea of how he's getting guys out. But we do talk a lot, after the outing as well. And, before I went out, I kind of asked him a couple questions about a couple guys, and, I feel like he always gives me a straight up answer. He doesn't beat around the bush. He's a good guy, and happy to see him have success again as well.
Did the two of you guys know each other by chance before getting to the Orioles? Because you're both Virginia guys.
Yeah, we are Virginia guys, but I didn't know him. Yeah. And we kind of just clicked when we first met. And was he here last year?
I think for a short spell.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, spring training at least, we hung out a lot. And then this year, as soon as I got back, I think he was the first one over to my locker, and we've just kind of hit it off ever since.
That's great to hear. As we wrap things up here with Brendan Hannafy on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, 2 quick things that I usually like to ask, especially of pitchers. Who would you say has, in quote, the nastiest pitch on staff?
Ooh, it's a tough one. I like the Prizzy changeup, man. Okay. Yeah. That one's fun.
It worked well the other night.
It did. Yeah, I like Prizzy's an awesome dude, man. Even better changeup. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm going to give it to him. But that's a tough question on the spot.
Yeah. And then maybe a bit of an easier one. After a long day at the park, especially on one of these long road trips, you get back to the hotel, or maybe you're on the bus on the way back. You put on Netflix. What's been your go-to show lately? Even if it's not on Netflix, any streaming service. What's been your go-to show to kind of wrap up the night?
Well, I'm rooming with Greg Cullen, and we're big sports guys. So we've watched the Jeter doc a couple nights. We've watched Hard Knocks. We watched the first episode of Hard Knocks, and then just a couple random comedy movies, man. But what a trip he is.
He's a good personality. Brendan, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's Brendan Hannafy here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We'll step aside. Be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the D.C. area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Well, we're back to Prince George's Stadium here in Bowie as we continue on with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Matt Sabatas with you as we're looking ahead to Game 2 today between Bowie and Altoona. Do have a couple of roster moves to make you aware of. Altoona did make a couple of changes recently, as Henry Davis is going to start making a rehab stint with the low A squad, the single A, down in the Florida State League for Pittsburgh. First overall pick a couple of seasons back. We'll be playing a couple of games with Bradenton. Bowie has not seen him yet this season. He went on the injured list just before the Baysox visited Altoona for the first time this year back in late May, early June. He only got a couple of games at AA under his belt before going down with injury. There was another rehab as well. Right-handed pitcher Will Kobos headed down to the FCL, and then right-handed pitcher Christopher Melendez was placed on the 7-day injured list with a shoulder injury. Bowie has seen him a couple of times this season. But no additions for Altoona entering this one, as they're just sticking clean with what is it that they've got now? 27 on their active roster, one less than the active maximum in the Eastern League. Bowie did have a handful of changes over the last couple of days. Haven't gotten to talk about it much, but Nolan Hoffman and Noah DeNoyer have been reinstated from the injured list, so they're available out of the bullpen, while Shelton Perkins has been placed on the injured list with an elbow injury. Maverick Hanley was placed on the injured list as well. Andres Angulo was transferred from High A Aberdeen to replace him, and Bowie is expecting a major league rehab tonight out of the bullpen, with Travis Lakin Sr. set to appear. We'll step aside, be back in a bit. We've got first pitch. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from Prince George's Stadium. It's Game 2 of this 6-game series between the Altoona Curve and your Bowie Baysox. So glad you're with us. Matt Sabatas with you from the ballpark in Bowie. And as Brennan Hanafy warms on the mound for the Baysox, the starting lineup for the Curve that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at third base, you've got Jared Triolo, followed by Nick Gonzalez at second base, batting second. Endy Rodriguez is the catcher, batting third. Blake Sable, the DH, bats fourth. Malcolm Nunez at first base, bats fifth. Leover Peguero, the shortstop, sixth. Andres Alvarez in left field, bats seventh. Fabricio Macias in right field, eighth. And Lolo Sanchez is in center field, batting ninth. Altoona is the AA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're managed by Kyron Madison, and their record is 58-56, a 5-game winning streak, as they're 25-20 here in the second half. Again, the Altoona lineup features Triolo, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Sable, Nunez, Peguero, Alvarez, Macias, Sanchez, all to face off against Brennan Hanafy on the mound. Prince George's Stadium in Bowie, 309 feet down the line to both left and right field, 405 to center. As Hanafy winds and fires the first pitch, it's a fastball. Called for strike in the lower inside corner, and it's 0-1 to start. We're underway at 6:36 p.m. on an 83-degree sunny day here in Bowie. As the next pitch is swung on and missed a slider outside, it's quickly 0-2. 279 average for Triolo, a 779 OPS, and 107 games played. As Hanafy deals the 0-2, and it's swung on and lofted out toward shallow left field and down for a base hit. Hudson Haskin had a late jump on it in left, and after starting ahead 0-2, Hanafy surrenders the single, and Triolo extends his hitting streak to 3 consecutive games. Here's Nick Gonzalez now, a 257 average this year, a 769 OPS in 50 games. 11 doubles, no triples, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. As the infield plays him straight up. Third base very close to the bag, however. Second base will be the first to receive a potential double play ball as the first pitch is swung on and missed up and in, a fastball. As the count starts out at 0-1. Hanafy is already making his second start against Altoona this season, especially since the Curve have been here at Prince George's Stadium twice in less than a month. As the 0-1 pitch comes home, and it's a breaking ball, just misses under the knees. Looked to be close, a fastball, and runs it even at a ball and a strike here. As we're scoreless in the top of the first, Bowie came up on the short end yesterday, thanks to an early attack laden with home runs for Altoona. They put on 5 on 2 big blasts just over the first 3 innings. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike here on Gonzalez. Bowie lost 7-5. They trailed 5-0 and 6-1 at points, but got it all the way up to 6-5. But after they brought in that 5th run, they didn't collect another hit. The 2-1 pitch. Crack to the right side, and a great grab by Connor Norby. He spins and fires to short for 1. The throw to first bounces past, but no advancement as they'll take the lead out at first base. Gonzalez reaches first. Andrew Dashbach had to give an attempt at scooping that, but the tough throw by Joey Ortiz, of course, made it very difficult to even try and receive. To get the lead runner is something of note, at least. The rest of the defense for Bowie, from left to right in the outfield, you've got Hudson Haskin, Adam Hall, and then Colton Kauser. Cesar Prieto is at third, Joey Ortiz is at short, Connor Norby at second, and Andrew Dashbach at first. As Endy Rodriguez digs in, switch hitter batting lefty, watches a first pitch strike. Fastball nicks the inside edge, it's 0-1. Cody Roberts is the catcher behind the plate for Brennan Hanafy on the mound. Rodriguez in 10 AA games is hitting .368 with an 1178 OPS. As the 0-1 pitch comes home, and it's cracked out toward left field, Haskin jogs down a couple of steps, now backs up a half step and makes the catch. Quickly 2 gone, and now Blake Sable. Your umpiring crew for today's game, you've got Michael Snover as the crew chief over at third base, Ray Valero is at first base, and Evan Johnson is calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. As Sable digs in, the only true left-hander in the lineup, as the other 3 true lefties for Altoona are all on the bench today. Sable hitting .283 with an .838 OPS in 94 games played. 23 doubles, 5 triples, 13 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Runner at first, 2 away, a scoreless first inning. First pitch. This is down and inside, and it's 1-0 to start. Brennan Hanafy, 6'5", 215-pound, 24-year-old right-hander from Harrisonburg, Virginia. 4th-round draft selection by the Orioles in 2016. On the season for Bowie, he's gone 1-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Exactly 20 innings of work. He struck out 20 batters, walked only 8, allowed 2 home runs. Opponents are hitting him for a .244 clip. Sable had to tie his shoe, so now he's back into the box and ready to go. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing, and he got a piece into the mid of the catcher inside. Fastball at 94 runs the count even in a ball and a strike. Hanafy is coming off of his best day all year, his best day in years. Earlier this homestand when he picked up a win against the Somerset Patriots. As the 1-1 pitch. Misses down and away. Fastball just sneaks under the legs a tad, and it runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. Hanafy tossed 5 innings, allowed just 4 hits and 2 runs with only 1 walk and 3 strikeouts against Somerset in a 10-2 win for Bowie. The 2-1 pitch, and Sable fouls it back to the screen. Count evens at 2. Considering the time spent for Hanafy, not in a professional capacity, missed all of 2020, missed all of 2021, and then the first half of 2022 because of the Tommy John surgery he underwent in 2021, Hanafy had not won a game in 3 years. The 2-2 misses inside, and it runs full on Sable. Today is actually the 3-year anniversary of Hanafy's prior win, August 24th, 2019, when he was pitching with High A Frederick at the time. Hanafy has opponents 2 for 8 on full counts this season. Runner at first goes. The 3-2 is lined over towards second and through toward the right center field gap for a base hit. Headed first to third and getting the wave around to try and score. Here comes Gonzalez. The throw home is on time, and they've beaten him. By a mile, Gonzalez is thrown out, and the inning is over. A 2-out single for Sable could have put Altoona in striking distance, but instead they're kept scoreless. We go to the bottom of the first here in Bowie. Altoona nothing. Baysox coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
Well, thanks to a little bit of defensive help, Altoona was held scoreless in the top of the first inning. Some good pitching by Brendan Hannafy, and as we move to the bottom of the first, the Bowie Baysox will try and give him a little bit to work with. As Carmen Mojinski warms on the mound for the Altoona Curve, the starting lineup for the Bowie Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off in right field, you've got Colton Kauser, followed by Joey Ortiz at shortstop batting second. Connor Norby is the second baseman batting third. Adam Hall in center field cleans up. Hudson Haskin in left field will bat fifth. Cesar Pareto at third base bats sixth. Kobe Mayo, the DH, bats seventh. Cody Roberts, the catcher, eighth. And then Andrew Dashbach is at first base batting ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They're managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Calvin Christensen is the video coordinator. Lindsey Birchfield and Blake Wooten are the athletic trainers. Bowie is 56-59 on the season. They're 29-17 in the second half, and again, that lineup features Kauser, Ortiz, Norby, Hall, Haskin, Prieto, Mayo, Roberts, and Dashbach, all to face off against Carmen Mojinski on the mound. As the home plate umpire clears some of the dust off of home plate and steps behind the catcher now for the left-handed batter Kauser to dig in. First pitch, and Kauser flinches on a high fastball, gets back in time, and the count starts out at 1-0. 327 average for Kauser this year, a 1.018. 1018 OPS in 44 games. 8 doubles, no triples, 9 homers, 27 RBI, the 1-0. Fastball again, this time inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. As Bowie has really shifted into this new starting lineup that features Kauser as the leadoff man. The 2-0 pitch is fouled off left side. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike now. Kauser is playing in just his 8th game as the leadoff batter. Connor Norby still holds the lead for the team with 38 games played atop the lineup. But Kauser has been scoring plenty, the 2-1. This one cracked up the line toward right field, but falling quickly and down in the corner for a base hit. Kauser will have a chance for 2 as it's dug out by Fabricio Macias and sent back in. Kauser a stand-up double to lead off the first inning, his 9th of the season, and Bowie is in business to get things started here in the first. The Baysox have been the most likely team in the Eastern League this year to open an inning with the leadoff batter reaching safely. So you can practically just place the leadoff batter on base somewhere. Bowie is the most likely to get it done. And Colton Kauser has been a great leadoff bat to follow that trend. He's hitting over .333 when he's the first batter of an inning. So now here's Joey Ortiz, 267 average, a 789 OPS in 106 games. First pitch in for Mojinski is down and away. That one looked like it might have been a bit close. Fastball could have trimmed the edges, I suppose, but the count starts out at 1-0 on Ortiz. 25 doubles, 4 triples, 15 home runs, 69 runs batted in this season. Runner at second, no one out. Next pitch in, and Ortiz slaps it foul right side. Run the count even at a ball and a strike here. But Kauser batting first is even more common than Joey Ortiz batting second. This has been a much rarer occurrence for Ortiz. He's got a slugging percentage of .400 when batting out of the 2-hole this season. And he's been starting to pick it back up here in the month of August as well, as the 1-1 is swung on and missed up and away. It's 1-2. After Ortiz lost out on that 18-game hit streak, he didn't go on a down streak. He didn't go on a slump. But when you compare anything that features a hitless game here, a hitless game there, to an 18-game hit streak, you're obviously going to see lesser numbers. But Ortiz has always been one of the biggest contributors now here in the second half. The 1-2 pitch, and he lifts it out toward a shallow left center. Andres Alvarez ranges over. He's the left fielder to make the catch. There's one away. Let's tell you about the rest of the Altoona defense. Already told you Alvarez. Lolo Sanchez is in center field. Fabricio Macias is in right. Jared Triolo is at third base. Leover Peguero is at short. Nick Gonzalez at second. Malcolm Nunez at first. And Andy Rodriguez is the catcher behind the plate for Carmen Mojinski on the mound. As Connor Norby digs in, 282 average and an 881 OPS in 43 games. 10 doubles, a triple, 9 home runs, 25 runs batted in. As Mojinski sets and fires the first, Norby watches outside. Fastball with a good bit of run, and the count starts out at 1-0. Mojinski, 3-7 this season, a 4.94 ERA. He's a 6'2", 225-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Hilton Head, South Carolina. He fires the 1-0 pitch, and Norby cracks it deep to center field. Sanchez has his back to the infield, and it slices the other way to bounce off of the warning track. Gauser scores from second, and Norby replaces him at second. An RBI double for Connor Norby, and Bowie leads 1-0 in the first. 11th double of the season for Norby. RBI number 26. And the situation remains for Adam Hall. Runner at second, still only one out. That was a smack. 106 miles an hour off the bat. And again, it sliced a little bit. Oh, actually, to be more specific, it pulled while it was in the air. And since Sanchez turned his entire back to the infield, he didn't see it until it was too late. It was way too far to his left. Here's Adam Hall. The first pitch to him is swung on and missed. Slider down and away. It's 0-1 to start. 277 average for Hall, a 737 OPS in 45 games played. 11 doubles, no triples, 1 homer, 12 runs batted in. Mojinski was a competitive balance A-round selection. First round in the 2020 draft. Runner goes, pitches down and away, throw to third is wide. It's picked by Jared Triolo in foul territory, but Connor Norby swipes third base. That's his 8th steal of the season. Rodriguez may not have expected it as much, especially considering that slider was down and away. That's the 8th steal he's allowed, and with runner at third now and still only 1 out, the infield will play in. A ball and a strike here on Hall as the next pitch is down and away, bounces in. Rodriguez scoops it, and the count is 2-1. 11 doubles for Hall, no triples, a homer, 12 runs batted in. Norby has been starting to take on some of that aggressive tendency on the base paths. Bowie has not been an aggressive team in terms of stolen bases this season, so it's fun to see. The 2-1 pitch. Hall watches high, a fastball. 3 balls and a strike now. Before Adam Hall was injured, that was his role. He was a perfect 16 for 16 before hitting the IL. He's only made 1 attempt since returning, and he was caught. The 3-1, swing and a miss, curveball down, and it's 3-2. Mojinski has 82 innings under his belt this season, 22 games and 17 starts. His role has been fluid. He's come in after an opener a couple of times this year, including twice against Bowie. As he fires the 3-2 to Hall, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. Slider down and away, and Mojinski logs the game's first strikeout. Baysox are in their alternate orange uniforms today. The black block Bowie on the front side, white pants, white cap, while Altoona is in their alternate reds. The white cursive Altoona on the front, gray pants, black cap. As Hudson Haskins steps into the box, 272 average and 838 OPS in 91 games. Runner at third, 2 away as the first pitch in, and Haskin watches a slider called for strike. Great run. It's 0-1 to start. Runner at third, 2 away in a 1-0 game here in the bottom of the first. 13 home runs for Haskin, 49 runs batted in. He went 0 for 5 yesterday. As the 0-1 pitch is called a strike. Fastball just nicks the outside edge. We'd seen pitches that close to the other batter's box called for ball earlier in this inning. Not to say that that pitch should have been a ball. I just think the previous pitches probably should have been called strikes. But now an 0-2 count quickly on Haskin, the pitch. Way high, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Mojinski has 3 appearances against Bowie under his belt this season, including one just under a month ago. He was only able to finish the first inning. He gave up a 3-run home run to Joey Ortiz, and Bowie just kept hammering him. The 1-2 pitch, and Haskin takes a late poke over to third, scooped on a couple of bounces by Jared Triolo, and a rainbow toss to first, beats out the runner. 5-3 ends the inning, but Bowie gets one on the board. A leadoff double is brought home on a double by Connor Norby. But with a runner at third and only 1 out, Bowie strands him. As we go to the second, Bowie leads 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
On to the second inning here at Prince George's Stadium in Bowie as the Baysox hold on to a 1-0 edge. Brennan Hanafy is back to work, but we've got a quick time called as the on-deck batter wasn't in the right spot. It looks like Malcolm Nunez is ready to go, however. 15 pitches and a scoreless first for Hanafy, as the first pitch into Nunez is just a bit inside. Fastball was close, but not enough, and the count starts out at 1-0. 265 average for Nunez and a 907 OPS in 10 games this year, as the next offering is a slider called for strike. Nicks on the outside edge of the zone to run it even at 1. No doubles or triples for Nunez, but 3 home runs, including 1 yesterday. 11 runs batted in, the 1-1 offering. And Nunez watches another called strike. Fastball nicks the bottom edge, it's 1-2. After Nunez, it'll be Leover Peguero and then Andres Alvarez to bat. If any of them reach, Fabricio Macias, the number 8 batter. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another fastball low from Hanafy at 95. That's his first punch out, and there's one gone here in the second inning. So now Leover Peguero, 259 average, a 686 OPS in 102 games. Hanafy is already off to a much better start against Altoona than he had a month ago, as the first pitch to Peguero is fouled off back to the screen. It's 0-1. 20 doubles and 4 triples for Peguero, 8 homers, 46 runs batted in. They play him a bit hard on the shift. Hanafy couldn't get out of the first inning when he faced Altoona at this ballpark just under a month ago, as the 0-1 pitch misses down. It's a ball and a strike. So let's go back and look at it. It was the 29th. Bowie was on a pretty big run. It was actually Bowie's only loss in that 6-game series with Altoona. The Baysox won 5. The 1-1 cracked over to second. Couple of bounces where it's picked at the knee by Connor Norby. And sidearm to first. Peguero's got wheels, but the throw still beats him. 4-3 put out, and there's quickly 2 gone. Hanafy allowed the first 4 batters to reach safely. A single, an RBI double, a hit by pitch, then another RBI double. Eventually a 2 RBI double, and then after he struck out the number 7 batter, he had to be lifted. And an inherited runner scored before that inning closed. Hanafy allowed 5 runs. As Andres Alvarez digs in now with the bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch misses just down and in, nibbling on the corner there. It's 1-0 to start. 230 average for Alvarez, an 829 OPS in 91 games. 13 doubles, 2 triples. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. 19 home runs for Alvarez, 46 runs batted in, and we picked up on a little bit of potential Altoona history earlier today, something that they hadn't really kept record of, as the 2-0 pitch misses down and inside to run it 3-0. They hadn't kept record of it because there was no record of it. No one had ever done it before. But in the 20-plus year history of the Altoona Curve, there has not been a single 20-20 season, 20 home runs and 20 steals. As the 3-0 pitch is called a strike on the top half of the zone, a fastball runs it to 3-1. But Alvarez is close. He's got 20 steals in 21 attempts, and he has 19 home runs. Next pitch is bounced over the mound, but a well-shaded Norby at second is able to glove it behind the bag and send to first base in time. 3 up, 3 down inning for Hannafy, including a couple of ground outs to second. Bottom of the second coming up. Bowie leads 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed lays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Bottom of the second inning here in Bowie as the Baysox hold on to a 1-0 clip. Cesar Prieto will lead off, and the first pitch to the left-hander, he squares but pulls back on an inside fastball. Prieto, of course, always liable to try and lay down that early bunt on maybe the first pitch, usually when he's the leadoff batter or the second batter when the leadoff batter reaches safely. But Mojinski wasn't really giving him anything to hit. Now the 1-0 pitch misses wide, and Prieto lays off of it. It's 2-0. Well, I say it just about every time. Prieto almost never squares to bunt on the second pitch. He tries to pull out the surprise, and when it's gone, he goes back to a regular plate appearance. The 2-0 pitch, called a strike in the lower inside corner. It's 2-1. As Mojinski continues, he'll face off against 6, 7, and 8 in the Bowie lineup, starting with Cesar Prieto. 278 average and a 693 OPS in 71 games. The 2-1, called a strike just a tad high. Hit at the letters around, and the count runs even at 2. 19 doubles and no triples for Cesar, 3 home runs, 31 runs batted in. 2-2. Prieto pulls back on a down and in breaking ball, runs the count full. Second full count for Mojinski today. He struck out Adam Hall swinging back in the first. Shift on for Prieto as the 3-2 is cracked deep out to right field, and you can... Oh, where did it go? Yeah, I think it might have hit off of the top of the wall. Prieto's going to motor into second. He slides, and he's safe. That one looked like it was ticketed for the bench behind the wall. And now here comes Kyron Madison to discuss if that one had gotten in time, the throw had gotten in time to beat out Prieto. I'm surprised there wasn't much of a conversation as to if that ball had cleared the fence, because there's a bench right behind the wall there. I think it might have hit the top of the wall, but Prieto's going to still lead off with a double. But Madison is still at least discussing it with the crew chief and third base umpire, as Prieto logs his 20th double of the season. 100 miles an hour off the bat, and it would have been an estimated 331 feet away from home plate had the wall not gotten in the way. But the second consecutive inning that Bowie has led off with a double. Colton Cowser did it, and then Connor Norby drove him in with a double of his own. Kobe Mayo will bat now, a 184 average and a 524 OPS in 13 games. 1 double, no triples, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. First pitch, Mayo drills it deep out to left field. Alvarez running, he's looking, there it goes. Kobe Mayo says goodbye. His second Double-A home run is a 2-run blast here in the second. Bowie leads 3-0. 100 miles an hour off of the bat, 366 feet away from home plate for Mayo. That was a big-time blast that he needed right now. Had yesterday off, came into today, rested, refreshed, and ready to hit. And now here's Cody Roberts, as the Baysox are pretty much just picking up where they've left off with Carmen Mojinski all season. First pitch into Roberts, and he swings and misses on a breaking ball down. It's 0-1 to start. Next offering to Roberts, and he slaps it up the right side foul. Quickly run it to 0-2. He's hitting .244 this season, a .716 OPS in 64 games, 13 doubles, no triples, 6 home runs, 34 runs batted in. That's the 0-2 pitch. Just misses under the knees. Good changeup there. Might have gotten a chase, but it's 1-2. That was the 10th home run given up by Mojinski this season. As he fires the 1-2 to Roberts, and it's bounced slowly to the left side. Scooped by the third baseman, Chiriolo. Sent a little bit wide to first base, but it's still plenty of range for Malcolm Nunez. Beats out Roberts 5-3. So 1 away, here's Andrew Dashbach. He had a late home run last night. Make that on Sunday. He didn't play last night. Dashbach had the 2-run blast in the 9th inning Sunday. Didn't do much for Bowie as they were already trailing 13-1 at the time, but felt good to get it back. I believe it was his first home run in a little over a month. First pitch into Dashbach. Misses down and away, and the count starts out at 1-0. 184 average for him, a .653 OPS in 83 games. 9 doubles, no triples, 11 home runs, 38 runs batted in. As Bowie leads 3-0 here in the second, the 1-0. Misses under the knees, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Altoona got a good start out of Quinn Priester yesterday, 5 1/3 innings. As the 2-0 pitch misses inside, just missed under Dashbach's elbow, and it sets it to 3-0. But they still went on to use 4 relievers, including Kyle Nicholas, who's slated to start on Saturday. It was just a tune-up, almost like a live bullpen session. The 3-0 called a strike on the upper outside corner. Fastball runs it to 3-1. I know that the phrase live bullpen does technically exist because they mix it with batting practice against live batters, but this was even more so. Here's the 3-1. Inside for ball 4. Free pass for Dashbach. He moves into sole possession for the team lead this season with 42 walks. Believe it or not, breaking that tie with Gunnar Henderson, who hasn't played for Bowie since June 3rd? Can't remember the exact date, but it's been a while. I know his last game was actually against Altoona. June 5th was the last game that Gunnar Henderson played for Bowie. He had 41 walks. Here's Colton Kauser, the leadoff man, watches a first pitch strike. That's a pretty wide fastball. 0-1 to open on the lefty. Kauser doubled on a 2-1 pitch in the first inning and scored on a Connor Norby double in that same frame. As the 0-1 is inside. Kauser's always got a quick reaction to just kick up that back leg of his, the left leg, almost as if he's a horse trying to swat something away behind him that the horse can't see. Just kicks it up at the knee, doesn't move too much else from the waist. Runner at first, 1 away. The 1-1 pitch. Slapped foul up the line, count to a ball and 2 strikes now. Well, Kauser has already been one of the best batters in the Eastern League since his debut. 327 average, of course, but if you can believe it, he's been a mind-blowing batter here at home. 7 of his 9 home runs are at Prince George's Stadium. As the 1-2 pitch is driven high and deep to right field. He might have his 8th. Out to the corner, Macias stops, he looks, and it's just going to pull foul. Oh, that was close. A slider with some okay movement that really found itself down the middle of the plate. Kauser was able to turn on it just a hair too early. Sets the count even at a ball, or keeps the count the same at a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch, swing and a miss. So as I fumble over my words, Kauser fumbles over the pitch. Not that big a deal. Second strikeout for Carmen Mojinski. And now here's Joey Ortiz with 2 outs and a runner at first. 3-0 Bowie here in the bottom of the frame. 2-run home run by Kobe Mayo for his second here at Double-A. They'll put a shift on for Ortiz. He flew out to left field back in the first inning. Here's the first pitch. And Ortiz watches slider miss down and away. It's 1-0 to start. Already 42 pitches for Carmen Mojinski. As I was kind of discussing how the bullpen was used for Altoona in the last half inning, I do need to constantly remind myself, and it's happened a lot this season, as Mojinski steps off the back of the mound, is that, again, so many other bullpens in the Eastern League are not utilized the same way that Bowie uses their bullpen. You can see a reliever 3 times in a series and not bat an eye. The 1-0 misses just inside on Ortiz. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. I can bet you we'll see Tyler Samaniego probably 2 more times in this series. Perhaps Nick Dimkowski as well, just as a left-hander. 2-0 pitch, and Ortiz watches a called strike high. It's 2 balls and a strike here. Runner at first, 2 away in the bottom of the second. Bowie leads 3-1. Yeah, Bowie, it's a rarity at many points to even see a reliever twice in the same series. The 2-1, swinging a bouncer foul into the netting, third base side, and the count stays. And really the only time that Bowie would see a reliever twice, a true reliever, not necessarily a piggybacker, back when they had the likes of Ryan Watson and Noah Denoyer piggybacking. To see a true reliever twice in one series, it would pretty much only be on the Tuesdays and Sundays. And that was still rare. Here's another 2-2, and Ortiz takes a late hack at it to punch it out toward deep right center field, sends Macias running back, and he's got a beat up over the shoulder on the warning track. He makes the catch. That one carried off the bat in the other direction for Ortiz, but ultimately a flyout. As we go to the third, Bowie adds to the lead. A 2-run home run by Kobe Mayo, and it's 3-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Well, we've got only a couple of days until the Grateful Dead night at Prince George's Stadium. It's actually on Friday. So get your tickets. There's still special t-shirt packages available along with the post-game fireworks. You don't want to miss it, so go to Baysox.com for Grateful Dead night on Friday. Third inning as Bowie leads 3-0. The first pitch to Fabricio Macias misses inside, and it's ball 1. Next offering is swung on and missed down, and it's quickly even. As Brennan Hannafy continues to deal, 12-pitch perfect second inning. He'll face off against 8-9-1 in the Altoona lineup with Macias here, starting it off, the 1-1. Just missed under the knees of fastball, 2 balls and a strike. It's a .266 average for Macias this season, a .672 OPS in 31 games. 7 doubles, no triples, 2 home runs. The 2-1 misses down and away. Could have clipped the corner, but it runs the count to 3 balls and a strike. 18 runs driven in for Macias this season. After him, it's Lolo Sanchez, and then back to the top of the lineup for Jared Triolo, the 3-1. Fouled off of home plate. Fill the count up. As Bowie leads 3-0. Run in the first, 2 in the second. A 2-run home run by Kobe Mayo. As the infield plays with a deep hole up the middle, the 3-2. Fouled off again, just a piece hits off of home plate, and the count stays. Bowie did make a roster move today with Maverick Handley being placed on the injured list. He took a foul ball off of his mask and was removed midway through yesterday's game as the 3-2 is checked on in a piece on a low pitch. That fastball was near the ankles, more so than the knees, but Macias still made a bit of contact while checking his swing. Wish he could have had that back. As we get another payoff here from Hannafy. Fouled off again, this time a ground ball to the left side. Count stays. But Maverick Handley has been placed on the injured list. I was asking a little bit more about the injury, and they said they're not positive about it just yet, but that foul ball bent the gating on his mask, that wiring. The 3-2, cracked little knuckle out toward the mound and picked in the air by Brennan Hannafy. Pop out to the pitcher. You rarely see those. Usually a pop-up is high enough that the pitcher concedes to one of the other infielders. But Hannafy's able to receive it, and there's one gone. 4 in a row retired by Hannafy. And now here's Lolo Sanchez. Right-hander hitting .243 with a .700 OPS. 52 games played for him this season. As the first pitch comes home, and it's called a strike. Fastball nicks the bottom edge of the zone. It's 0-1 to start. Here's the 0-1. Outside. Ball and a strike now. Of the 9 batters Hannafy has seen already, a first pitch strike to 5 of them. Here's the next. Swing and a miss. Curveball inside, and it's 1-2. 4 home runs for Sanchez, 20 runs driven in. As again, they've got a pretty decent-sized gap up the middle of the infield for the right-handed batter. 1-2. Check swing. Not even a check, more of a flinch on a low fastball. Runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Bowie leads 3-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning, trying to break out of a 2-game losing skid. The 2-2. Called strike 3 on the lower inside corner. Sanchez was thinking it'd break down a little bit more, but the fastball just nicked the edge, and Hannafy logs his 2nd strikeout. That was a precision pitch by Brennan Hannafy. 5 in a row set down. Back to the top of the lineup for Triolo, who singled to left field in the first. First pitch to him. This is down and away. Slider opens it up at 1-0. Bowie has been playing with Joey Ortiz deep in the hole for pretty much all of these right-handers. With the 1-0 pitch. Cracked out toward deep left center field. This is going to be trouble for Hall as he's running back, looking up, and it's off the top of the wall. Stays in the park as Hall will receive it and send back to the infield. No, it's gone. Third base umpire is making the call. It's a solo home run for Jared Triolo. I think it might have hit off of something on the batter's eye and bounced back into the field of play. Altuna's on the board. It's 3-1. No, get out there. Kyle Moore is going to come and talk about it, but I think he might have not much of a chance here. Bowie does look confused. And, of course, I would be too, but it really seemed as if that ball had cleared the yellow line and then came back into play while bouncing off of something back there behind the wall. There are a couple of just objects and items back behind the wall there because there is about a 5 to 8 foot gap between the top of the wall, well, the entire inner outfield wall, and then the outer wall where all the signage is. There's a decent gap there. And I feel as if that's where the ball might have struck. But the umpires are going to actually discuss this. It was the crew chief that made the call, so I imagine he's going to have to get some pretty convincing arguments from his fellow umpires on whether or not that one cleared the park. On my first eye test, it felt as if it left. But then when I saw it bounce back into play, it gave me an extra bit of confusion. But they're still discussing it over on the right side of the pitching mound between the mound and first base. We can take a quick look around the Eastern League if we've got the time. Harrisburg has a 2-1 edge over Erie right now in the top of the fourth inning. Bowie would like that score to remain the same. Portland leading Hartford 5-0 in the fourth inning as well. Richmond and Akron are scoreless after Richmond put on 5 runs in the 10th inning last night to win. Binghamton in the midst of a 2-run first inning over Reading. And Somerset just wrapped up the first inning with New Hampshire. Somerset has the 1-0 edge. But again, Bowie leading here in the top of the third. We're just trying to figure out what exactly the score is. Is Bowie leading by 2 runs, or are they leading by 3? This is a discussion that I would not have expected to take as long as it has. Granted, I can see where the confusion might lie and why they're going to call it a home run. There would be confusion. It's a home run for Triolo, his 9th. Came off the bat at 103 miles an hour and got 403 feet away from home plate. And now Josh Conway comes sprinting out, and he's been tossed. Conway going to stick up for his pitcher a little bit, and he is gesturing to the crew chief hard behind the pitcher's mound, pointing out where he believes that the call was missed in left center field, saying that it must have hit off at the top of the wall, but Conway is going to get tossed for the first time this season. He's keeping a respectful distance, but now as the crew chief tries to walk away, Conway is making sure he stays face value with him. But Conway's gotten his worth, and now we'll head back to the clubhouse. That is the 5th ejection for Bowie this season. They've been a relatively calm team this year. But I don't blame Conway for sticking up for one of his pitchers. Solo blast for Triolo. And it's a 2-run game now as Bowie still leads. Nick Gonzalez will step in, and let's hope they give Hannafy a couple of warm-up pitches. That's exactly what they're going to do. That lengthy delay would do nothing but hurt a pitcher. So credit to the umpires. That's the right decision on their part to make sure that Hannafy is granted a couple of warm-up tosses. So got to make sure that they get their praise there. Umpiring's a tough job. That's only the 3rd home run Hannafy has given up this season. The first pitch to Nick Gonzalez misses outside. A slider opens the count up at 1-0. Gonzalez reached on a force back in the first inning when he bounced the ball slowly to second. The 1-0 pitch misses inside, and the count goes to 2-0. The current hope now, at the very least, is that there's no more tempers out of this as the 2-0 misses wide. 3 balls and no strikes on Gonzalez. Even with a couple of warm-up pitches, hopefully Hannafy isn't rusty after standing around on the mound for so long. Here's the 3-0. In there for a called strike. Fastball hits the inner half. It's 3-1. But you've got to remember, there were 4 hit-by pitches in yesterday's game from Altoona pitchers. The 3-1. Down and away for ball 4. Hannafy has really been missing out on some of these low and outside corners. They seem to be just nicking the edges against these right-handers, but he's not been receiving the calls. This is the first time it's actually burned him all the way. It's the first walk that Hannafy has allowed this evening. But now it brings a potential tying run to the plate with Endy Rodriguez. Rodriguez flew out to left field his first time up. First pitch here, and he cracks it back to Hannafy, who spears it on the line, and the inning is over. Just right up against his waist, tucked inside, Hannafy was able to grab that 68-mile-an-hour comebacker. An easy one by general standards, and it ends the inning. Solo home run for Altoona gets them on the board. Bowie still leads 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
The Baysox are calling all deadheads to make their way out to Prince George's Stadium on Friday, August 26th for Grateful Dead Night. With special themes and music all night throughout the game, it'll culminate in a Grateful Dead-themed fireworks show to cap the evening. Fans who purchase a special package ticket will receive a limited edition Baysox Grateful Dead t-shirt collaboration and a ticket to the game, so be sure to get there. Friday, August 26th, it's Grateful Dead Night at the ballpark. Find out more at Baysox.com. Well, on to the bottom of the third inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Still a 3-1 Bowie lead. Altoona getting on the board with a solo home run by Jared Triolo despite the contest out of Bowie's dugout. Connor Norby will lead off for Bowie with Adam Hall and Hudson Haskin to follow. First pitch in from Carmen Mojinski is called a strike in the upper outside corner. Good changeup opens the count up at 0-1. Here's the next. Norby lifts it up the right field line, but this one will slice out of play. Touchdown on the berm in front of the lighthouse. It's 0-2 to start. RBI double for Norby back in the first inning. He stole third base with only one out, but was left there as the 0-2 pitch. Misses down and away, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. It was a 26-pitch second inning for Mojinski. Started with a double and a home run. The 1-2 misses wide, and the count goes even at 2. And this is what he runs into a little bit. Previewed it at the start of the broadcast. Scouts have really identified his lack of a swing and miss pitch. The 2-2. Norby lines it foul, third base side. Sends a couple of fans diving out of the way on that hot shot at 105. But the count stays even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the next comes into Norby, way outside, bounces in. So from behind, 0-2, Norby has run it full. This is what's led to a couple of Mojinski's short outings this year, especially his short outings against Bowie. Remember, he's not finished the 5th against the Baysox all year. The 3-2, Norby slaps it foul again right side. He's actually not even entered the 5th against Bowie all season. He's finished the 4th twice, never went to the 5th. And then the last time he faced Bowie, he finished the 1st and did not come out for the 2nd. Another 3-2, and Norby punches it through the right gap into right field for a base hit. Late reaction by the first baseman, Malcolm Nunez. The ball was already past him when he started to move. It's a 2-hit day for Connor Norby. And now here's Adam Hall. Well, since the start of the second half, when Connor Norby debuted, he has got the most hits in the Eastern League. I think that puts him up to 49. In 43 games. Now here's Adam Hall. Massive gap on the right side of the infield. And the first pitch, he squares, pokes it perfectly up the third base line. Barehanded by Triolo, sent to first, and they're calling it a foul. It would have beaten out Hall, and it would have been a successful sacrifice, but the first base umpire and the home plate umpire were both waving it off. Maybe that's what made it so perfect of a roller up the third base line. I suppose it must have clipped off of the end of Hall's foot and just taken that angle all the way up the line. So the count starts out at 0-1. Here's the next, and Hall bounces it over towards second. A tough play, picked up by Gonzalez. He'll tag the runner and toss it to first. It's in time. A 4 unassisted double play. Norby was not able to stop in time, didn't realize the location of the ball until it was practically already in front of him in Gonzalez's glove. Hall hits into the 4 unassisted 3 double play. That's the 6th time he's hit into a 2-for-1 special this season. So leadoff batter eliminated, leadoff runner. And now here's Hudson Haskin, first pitch. Oh, that's a bit of a wide called strike, but not too egregious as the count starts out at 0-1. Haskin grounded out to third base back in the first inning. Mojinski now an opportunity for his first scoreless frame of the day. Next pitch. Haskin watches well outside. That one easier. Ball and a strike now. But Mojinski is up to 57 now at this point. As the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Change up inside that Haskin was much too far ahead of. It's 1-2. Haskin just had an 0-for-5 day yesterday, and it was a bit tough considering the positions he was at in the game to try and drive in runners. As the 1-2 pitch is checked on down and away, he pulled back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haskin came up with runners at second and third in the third inning, lined out to center. Came up with 2 runners on in the fifth and flew out to center. As the 2-2 here misses high to run it full. And then most importantly, Haskin came out with a tying run at third and a go-ahead run at second in the 6th and struck out swinging. 3-2 here, and Haskin watches low and away for ball 4. He fell behind a ball and 2 strikes and was able to draw the walk, first of the day given up by Mojinski. And it extends the inning after the double play for Cesar Prieto, who doubled his first time up. 3-1 Bowie here in the bottom of the third inning, trying to get back that third run. Jerry Triolo with a solo home run in the third. As the first pitch in, he squares. It's up the third base line, but this one is foul. I've not seen Prieto try it too much with 2 outs this season. I'd normally said that that was one of his rules. He'll really only bring out the bunt attempt when he's either the first batter or when he comes up to bat with a runner on first and fewer than 2 outs. But again, Bowie has been getting a little bit more aggressive lately. But he definitely won't square on this one. The 0-1 pitch, and Prieto rips it to the right side for a base hit. Haskin had to play dodgeball with it at first, so he can only advance to second base. But it's another single for Prieto, a 2-hit day to put Haskin in scoring position for Kobe Mayo. That's one of the key benefits to banning the shift in the minor leagues. Initially started in Double-A last year, brought to all of minor league baseball this year. It helps out with those left-handed batters. When there's a runner at first, the first baseman is holding on the runner. So the second baseman is, in essence, the only one on the right side of the infield. And that helped Prieto punch it through the gap. So now here's Mayo, 2-run home run in the second inning. First pitch to him here is called a strike at the knees. Change up opens it up at 0-1. Mayo's last multi-home run game was May 19th when he was with Aberdeen, as the 0-1 offering is called a strike on the lower inside corner. Changeup sets it to 0-2. But a critical opportunity here for Kobe Mayo has Bowie refused to roll over here in this half inning after the quick double play. The 0-2 pitch. Mayo drills it. This one out toward left center field, but playable. Lolo Sanchez ranges down and makes the catch. Crack off the bat gave you a little more hope than the actual ball in play. But Mayo flies out and the inning is over. Bowie strands a pair on. As we go to the fourth, the Baysox lead 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates, with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Hey fans, don't forget, care is around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. No appointment needed. Learn more at patientfirst.com. On to the top of the fourth inning here in Bowie as the Baysox hold on to a 3-1 lead. 4, 5, and 6 in the Altoona lineup set to bat against Brendan Hennefy. Blake Sable leads it off. He nearly drove in a run with a single in the first inning, but when Nick Gonzalez tried to score all the way from first, he was thrown out. First pitch into Sable is lined out toward left center field, falling quickly. Hall running. He reaches out and makes the catch. You could tell he was thinking if he needed to dive, but fortunately it hung up just long enough that a full extension reach in front of his body was just enough. And a quick line out to center opens the fourth inning. That was the 50th pitch overall for Brendan Hennefy. And now here's Malcolm Nunez, a strikeout swinging back in the second. First pitch home to the right-hander, and it's called a strike. Changeup nicks the outside edge of the zone. It's 0-1. Well, you can tell the changeup is coming out a little bit more here on the second trip through the order for Hannafy. The 0-1 pitch is popped up foul right side. Count quickly to 0-2. And it's led to a little bit more of that weaker contact. I'm not sure if he used one against Triolo. He only threw 2 pitches against Triolo. The home run was on a 1-0 count. Well, we are seeing a little bit more of it here. As the 0-2 pitch, this is down and away. Slider sets it to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Hannafy was just so happy. You can tell he's almost holding some of his emotions in as the 1-2 is bounced back to the mound. Hannafy pounces on it from the base, gloves and fires a tad low to first, but it's in time. Andrew Dashbach made sure to plant that foot firmly on the left side of first base as to not miss it. 1-3 put out, and there's 2 away. Because it can be hard, and he discussed what it's like at points to be away from your teammates, especially in season for what amounts to 2 consecutive years. Of course, that was the case for a lot of people in 2020, everyone that wasn't at the alternate site, as the first pitch to Leo Verpagero is a fancy slider called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. But then all of 2021, and then to have that on the tail of 2020, that's what made it hurt a little bit more. As the next pitch is swung on and missed down, it's 0-2. So you can tell he's just not necessarily closing himself off, but just being calm about it all. The 0-2, down and away, it's a ball and 2 strikes. He's just so happy to be back out there, and you can tell it's just that calm, content happiness of just someone who enjoys what they're doing and is just so glad to be back to doing it. Base is empty, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth as the 1-2 is just down. Changeup runs it even at 2 on Pagero. Bowie leads 3-1 here in the fourth. 2-run home run by Kobe Mayo, making it 3-0. As the 2-2 pitch is in there for strike 3. Fastball, the first one of the inning, nicks the outside corner, and Hannafy spins a perfect fourth. We're on to the bottom of the frame here in Bowie. 3-1 Baysox. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning in Bowie, a 3-1 ball game. Baysox trying to end a 5-game Altoona winning streak, and they're on the right track. As 8-9-1 will bat for Bowie against Carmen Mojinski. Cody Roberts leads it off. He grounded out to third base his first time up. First pitch in from the right-hander is bounced foul, third base side. It's 0-1. Nobody warming in the bullpen for Altoona, but there is a pitcher getting his body loose, just doing some squats. That's Brad Case. I think he'd been waiting for the bullpen catcher to get his gear on as the 0-1 is popped up. Right side, foul ground. This one headed out of play. It'll get out of play. It's off of the top step of the lower bowl of the concourse. It's 0-2 on Roberts. After him, it'll be Andrew Dashbach, and then Colton Kauser to bat. If any reach, Joey Ortiz. But yeah, now Case is tossing to the bullpen catcher, but just lofting a couple as we've got to wait for the right side of the defense to get back into place. Malcolm Nunez and Fabricio Macias had a long walk. The 0-2, inside, nearly clipped off of Roberts' tricep. A ball and 2 strikes now for Mojinski. But it makes sense to get someone up and moving as Mojinski is now about to throw his 70th pitch. On its way, curveball is floated out toward right field for a base hit. Just between the two infielders, Roberts takes a heavy round to first since no one is on the bag, but he'll hold it at just a single. That breaks him out of a 3-game hitless skid, and that's now 4 consecutive innings that the Baysox have put the leadoff batter on base. That's what's made this Bowie offense such a continuous presence, a continuous threat to opposing pitching staffs. They're always able to work with runners on base and throw off the rhythm, the timing of opposing pitchers. Especially starters don't always get to work out of the windup. First pitch to Andrew Dashbach is fouled off. A bouncer into the opposing dugout, and the count opens up at 0-1. Dashbach walked in the 3-1 count back in the second inning. It was the first of 2 walks for Carmen Mojinski so far. He walked Hudson Haskin back in the third. Runner at first, no one out as Bowie leads by 2. Pickoff throw to first. That one's on target, but just late. Cody Roberts was scampering back. Those legs were kicking up some dirt as if he was in an old Roadrunner cartoon. His lead looks to be a bit shorter now as the 0-1 pitch is called a strike at the knees. Changeup hits in. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Andrew Dashbach. Outfield with a decent-sized gap in right center for the right-handed batter as the 0-2 pitch misses under the knees, and it sets it to a ball and 2 strikes. Dashbach hasn't had that bad of a spray chart this season. Pulls it a little more often. Really, just hitting it up the middle has been his worst trait, only about a quarter of the time. Another pickoff throw, but this one skips off of the glove and doesn't get too far. Only probably about 5 feet away from Malcolm Nunez as he wasn't able to fully grip the ball. Roberts was thinking about second for a minute, but when he realized that that ball wasn't going anywhere, he just stopped. We'll wait on another 1-2 pitch here to Andrew Dashbach. Mojinski holds, finally sends, and Dashbach swings and misses. High fastball, and he's down on strikes. Third overall for Carmen Mojinski today. And with one gone, it's back to the top of the lineup for Colton Cowser, already his third plate appearance. Cowser doubled to start the first inning. Came home to score on Connor Norby's double. He struck out swinging back in the second. First pitch. Cowser pulls back on a fastball inside. Nothing in one to start. I am interested at their concern of Cody Roberts at first base. A runner that hasn't even attempted a steal this season. The 1-0. Cowser watches inside. This one a little high. 2 balls and no strikes. Bowie has been getting more aggressive with their stolen base attempts lately, but that's with the usual suspects, not Cody Roberts. Here's the 2-0. Cowser watches outside, ball 3. And not to say Cody Roberts isn't fast. But I think a catcher's work takes so much of a toll on their legs already. Don't need to worry too much about their speed. The 3-0. Cowser at the green light and fouls it off. High fastball, skied out to the left side. Sets the count at 3 balls and a strike now. But now Case is seriously warming in the bullpen. He was just having a couple of light tosses here. But now he's throwing to the catcher as the 3-1 to Cowser is called a strike on the inside edge. I think Andy Rodriguez lost track of the count. He was about to try and throw it around the horn. But that sets it full. Cowser on full counts this season. Strikes out about 42% of the time. We've got a pickoff throw, but it's late. Roberts slides back in, and he takes his time getting back up. While Nunez was waiting to see if he'd step off the bag at all, the transfer before throwing back to first. Now we get a payoff pitch to Cowser. Here it is. Ripped foul, first base side on a couple of bounces. Still with that decent-sized gap on the right side of the infield, thanks to that runner at first. Let's see if Cowser can do something with it. Roberts takes off. The 3-2 is up and away for ball 4. You know, sometimes I think a play like that might be a tad calculated, because even though Roberts has never been a stolen base threat this season, Mojinski walks his third batter, and it's going to lead to the end of his day. The catcher and all of his movement to try and receive that ball, pull it up in a way to make a quick transfer, maybe that affects it a little bit. The pitch was definitely a ball, don't get me wrong, but you know, sometimes I feel like it might have some effect. Wonder if anyone has run the numbers on that before. But Mojinski is done after walking 3 batters. And with Bowie having runners at first and second and 1 out here in the 4th, Altoona will make a change. We'll tell you about Brad Case in a second. Bowie leads 3-1 in the 4th. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Well, a big chance for Bowie here in the bottom of the fourth inning as they've chased the starting pitcher, Carmen Mojinski. Runners at first and second with only one out, following a single, a strikeout, and a walk. Mojinski leaves. His line not closed, but at the moment, he finished with 3 1/3 innings. He allowed 7 hits. So far, 3 runs all earned. It could jump up to 5. He struck out 3 batters, walked 3 batters, and allowed 1 home run. The 3 walks for Mojinski is his most in over 2 months. He walked 4 batters against New Hampshire on June 23rd. His season high was 5, also against New Hampshire, but back in April. As Brad Case takes over to face Joey Ortiz. Case, a 6'6", 235-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Winter Park, Florida. 17th round draft selection in 2018 from Rollins College. On the season for Altoona, he's made 22 appearances, gone 1-2 with a 3.55 ERA. As Ortiz digs in on an 0-for-2 day. First and second, still only 1 out in the fourth. Bowie ahead by 2. First pitch to Ortiz is bounced back to the mound. Case pounces on it, but it's off of his wrist. He fires to first, and it just beats Ortiz. He was able to recover. The bounce off of his wrist didn't send the ball anywhere, but straight down. You could practically see it as a sacrifice bunt, but of course it's a 1-3 putout, advancing both runners. And now Connor Norby will bat with 2 in scoring position. And now 2 outs. 50 2/3 innings for Case, 47 strikeouts. 17 walks, he's allowed 5 home runs. First pitch home. Misses up and away. That fastball looked like it probably could have gone for a strike. Seemed to nick the corner. I imagine Norby's height has to play into that in a best case scenario. But it's 1-0 to start. A 2-for-2 day for Norby. RBI double and a single. As the 1-0 is bounced foul. Third base side, it's 1-1. Case is coming off of a long appearance against Harrisburg. I imagine he at least takes a couple of innings here. He tossed 2 1/3 in his only appearance against the Senators last week. Didn't give up anything, just 1 hit. He did walk 3 batters, but struck out 2. As the tall righty sets. 1-1 to Norby. Way outside, and it gets back to the screen. It bounces back, but here comes Roberts, and he'll score. Wild pitch makes it 4-1 Bowie as they're back to a 3-run lead. Gauser moves to third base as the count goes to 2-1 on Norby. That run, of course, charged to Mojinski. Case has inherited 13 runners this season. 6 had scored coming into today. And now the 2-1 pitch. Norby bounces it up the third base line, but foul. It was a slow bouncer, so Colton Gauser pretty much watched it the entire way and then just turned a little bit to his side while it bounced only about 6 inches in front of his chest. Sets the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, however, as Bowie leads 4-1 here in the fourth. Runner at third and 2 outs. Case delivers, and Norby swings and misses on a high fastball. The inning is over, but Bowie gets another run across. A single, a walk, a ground out, and a wild pitch. Not the most efficient way to do it, but hey, it's a run. And as we go to the fifth, Bowie leads 4-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org, and let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. The freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
Moving on to the fifth inning here at Prince George's Stadium, a 4-1 Bowie lead as they're trying to end Altoona's 5-game winning streak and end their 2-game losing streak at the same time. Brennan Hannafy will take the fifth, try to earn his second consecutive win. If he can finish out this frame, he'll be in line for it. He faces off against the bottom three in the Altoona lineup. First pitch to Andres Alvarez is bounced over toward the right side. Deep in the hole, a scoop by Connor Norby. And across the body, he throws to first. His momentum was carrying him pretty much toward the right field corner, but he was still able to fire it to Dashbach cleanly. Dashbach initially thought he could have a bite at the ball, but decided to go to first. Fortunately, Norby has the range to back that up every day. One pitch and one out as Fabricio Macias will step in. He popped out very softly to the mound his first time up. First pitch here is a slider called for strike. Hits on the inner half of the zone. It's 0-1. As Bowie got their one run back in the fourth inning on a wild pitch as the 0-1 pitch misses down and away, a ball and a strike. That closed the line on Carmen Mojinski as he finishes with 3 1/3, allowed 7 hits and 4 runs all earned, struck out 3 and walked 3. As the 1-1 from Hannafy is bounced foul, third base side, sets it to a ball and 2 strikes now on Macias. Lolo Sanchez in the on-deck circle for Altoona here in the fifth. Outfield playing pretty darn deep on Macias here. Only 2 home runs, though, in 31 games. 1-2. Slider just missed under the knees. Set the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off again. Fastball down and inside, so just a piece on the handle there for Macias as the count stays even. Bowie has been needing a good start lately, just a good outing backed up by good offense as the 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Fastball too far inside, and that's the 4th punch out for Hannafy. He's retired 6 in a row. And now here's Lolo Sanchez. Because yesterday, Chase McDermott didn't have the prettiest start, 4 1/3 with 6 earned. On Sunday, Garrett Stallings had a rare clunker with 8 runs in 4 2/3. As the first pitch to Sanchez, he squares. And did he get a piece on it? It bounces off the catcher's mitt. No, he pulled back, and it just hit the catcher's glove. It's 1-0 to start. Sanchez struck out looking his first time up. Justin Armbruster tossed well on Saturday as the next pitch misses inside to set it 2-0. But Bowie didn't get their offense going until late. They actually had to hold on just in time as the next pitch to Sanchez is called a strike. 2-1. As the Baysox do get a right-hander up and moving in their bullpen. As the 2-1, though, is poked just over the mound. A slow roller in front of second, sent by Norby to first, and it's in time. Sanchez not happy. Threw his helmet down, frustrated in himself more than any call, and another perfect inning for Brendan Hannafy. He's in line for his second consecutive win. Halfway home here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie leads 4-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
There's plenty going on at the ballpark on Saturday, August 27th. Bowie will be hosting a special tribute to Negro League Baseball, as well as an exhibit presented by the Josh Gibson Foundation with special artifacts from the Hall of Famer's career, as well as the Baysox huge Touch a Truck event featuring dozens of construction, excavation, emergency vehicles, and trucks for all fans to enjoy and interact with exhibits as well. It begins at 4:30 and is going to run till 6:30 ahead of the 6:35 game. It's all presented by Miss Utility and comes your way on a busy Saturday, August 27th, so get your tickets at Baysox.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to Baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Bottom of the fifth inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Thank you so much for stopping by this evening. Matt Sabat is with you from Prince George's Stadium. Glad you're joining us as Bowie leads 4-1 over Altoona. 4, 5, and 6 in the Bowie lineup set to bat as Brad Case takes on his first full inning of relief. Retired 2 quick batters in the fourth, and the first pitch to Adam Hall is checked on. A slider down and away. He pulled off in time. It's 1-0 to start. Case did allow an inherited runner to score when he threw a wild pitch with a runner at third, but didn't allow any base runners of his own. Hall is 0 for 2 on the day, hit into a double play in the third inning. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Two-plane fastball on the outside edge sets it even at 1. After Hall, it'll be Hudson Haskin and then Cesar Prieto set to bat. As Case leans in hard with ball in bare hand and glove resting on the thigh. Brings them together and fires the 1-1. It misses up and away. Sets the count to 2 balls and 1 strike here on Hall. And he's an imposing presence on the mound, isn't he? That 6'7" right-hander, the 2-1. High bouncer over toward third. Picked on 2 hops at the chest by Jared Triolo, and a missile to first gets there. 5-3 put out. 3 in a row retired by Case out of the bullpen here. Now here's Hudson. 0 for 1 day from Haskin. He walked in the third inning with 2 outs. After falling behind early, he ran it full, drew the free pass, got to second base, and was left stranded. First pitch home to him. Misses outside a fastball, and it's 1-0 to start. Bowie is still getting a right-hander up and moving in their bullpen, so Brendan Hanafy is most likely done. But another great start for Hanafy. Only 70 pitches over 5 innings of 1-run ball. 1-0 pitch. Nice slider, finds the zone for a called strike on Haskin. Moved pretty much from his shoulder right to the heart of the plate. A ball and a strike now. It's Nolan Hoffman warming in the bullpen for Bowie. As the 1-1 is bounced slowly to short. Charging in and scooping Peguero from the shoelaces, and he fires to first in time. 6-3 put out now as Bowie is grounded out to the left side of the infield twice this inning. And now here's Cesar Prieto on a 2 for 2 day. Well, I said this on our social media pregame a little bit earlier today that Prieto slotting all the way down into 6th isn't something to do with the way he's been playing over the last couple of days. As the first pitch to him, he squares and bunts it foul in the air behind the screen. He's been trying to surprise them each time now, and the surprise has been coming up short. Prieto has missed on all 3 attempts here today. It's 0-1 to start. But no, Prieto coming down into the 6th slot is more to jolt the bottom half of the lineup to set something up for the top half. The 0-1, and he slaps it foul, left side this time. It's 0-2. And not even necessarily for the top half, to maybe just get the rest of the bottom half of the lineup cooking. And it's so far worked today. Prieto doubled in the second inning and scored on Kobe Mayo's 2-run home run. He also had a single in the third. Bases empty, 2 away, the 0-2 pitch, and Prieto bounces it slowly to second. Taken on 2 hops by Nick Gonzalez, and a toss to first ends the inning. 3 groundouts for Bowie, and they're dispatched in order in the 5th. We're on to the 6th. The Baysox lead 4-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. You've got 4 fireworks shows in August to watch out for: Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th, Friday the 26th, and Saturday the 27th. Hope to see you there.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
On to the top of the 6th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie leads 4-1. As the Baysox will make a pitching change. Nolan Hoffman will dig in for Bowie in his first appearance since May. The side-arming right-hander. Finally back with the Baysox, fires a first pitch ball that pretty much looked like it nicked the outside corner of the zone. 1-0 to start on the leadoff batter for Altoona, Jared Triolo. 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup as the next pitch is bounced over towards short. Charging hard on it and picking at the knee, Joey Ortiz. Good transfer and throw to first base. 6-3 putout opens the frame. Brennan Hanafy is done. Strong performance for him as he's up for a potential win. 5 innings for Hanafy, 3 hits and only 1 run allowed. He struck out 4 batters and walked 1. The only run came in on Jared Triolo's solo home run in the 3rd. First pitch in to Nick Gonzalez, misses wide, a fastball, and it's 1-0 to start. Nolan Hoffman, 6'4", 190-pound right-hander, a Rule 5 draft selection. Back from Seattle this past December as the 1-0 pitch is fouled off. Third base side, it's 1-1. On the season with Bowie, he's made 12 appearances. He's gone 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA in 16 and a third innings. 15 strikeouts, 5 walks. Hoffman has not allowed a home run yet this year. But he missed a lot of time on the injured list as the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball called for strike on the bottom edge. It's 1-2. This is his first appearance since May 28th when he spun a scoreless inning on the road in Erie. He missed 71 total games for Bowie over the span. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Slider up and away, and it's Hoffman's first strikeout back from the IL. 5th overall for Baysox pitching. And there's 2 away here in the 6th. Now here's Andy Rodriguez. Switch hitter batting lefty, and the first pitch to him just misses under the knees. Breaking ball starts it out at 1-0. Hoffman has been pretty split even against left-handers and right-handers this year. Strikeout to walk ratio relatively similar. As the 1-0 pitch misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. He has struck out a little fewer on the left-handed side and walked one more on the left-handed side. But the batting average against lefties has been much lower. Here's the 2-0. That one hits the zone. Change up on the bottom edge, sets it to 2 balls and a strike now. Rodriguez is 0 for 2 on the day. He lined out back to the mound back in the 3rd inning. 2-1. Called a strike. Changeup hits the inner half, and it's 2-2. Pretty decent sized gap up the middle, of course. As Hoffman holds set. 2-2 pitch. Misses down and away and sets it full. Bowie leading 4-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. The Baysox have an opportunity today, with the way that the rest of the league is going, to potentially move back into a tie for first place. 3-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Rodriguez watched a changeup. Waist high, right down the middle. Couldn't deal with that sidearm toss, and Hoffman strikes out 2 in a perfect 6th inning. His first back from the injured list. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Bowie leads 4-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Bottom of the 6th here in Bowie as the Baysox still cling to a 4-1 lead. Cling probably not the best word. They're doing pretty fine. As it'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Baysox set to bat with Kobe Mayo leading off. 1 for 2 day for Mayo. Brad Case taking on a 2nd inning of relief. But again, he's been conditioned for a couple of long relief roles this season, so understandable. 2-run home run for Mayo on a 1 for 2 day. First pitch in from Case. Is a fastball, nicks the lower outside corner, starts the count out at 0-1. After Mayo, it'll be Roberts and then Dashbach set to bat. As they've got a decent shift on for Mayo, more so on the right side of the infield, opening up a decent gap as the 0-1 pitch is hammered up the third base line, headed to the corner, and it's just going to pull foul. That one was a missile at 108 miles an hour off the bat. It would have cleared the wall if it stayed fair at 318 feet. While the corner is 309 feet. But it's good to see Mayo making those barrels. Something that he'd been missing out on a little bit in his first few days back from his injured list stint with the back spasms. What might have led to it, can't say for certain. No real way for me to understand that, but now he's really starting to show a little more confidence at the plate. The timing was just the issue there. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul, hits over to the right side on a fastball, and the count stays. Because when Mayo gets that full confidence and that timing, and then Bowie's offense, while already fantastic, could be nigh unstoppable. Another 0-2 inside. Mayo lays off of the change, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bowie gets another right-hander warming in their bullpen. I believe it's going to be the rehabbing Travis Lakins. As Case steps off the back of the rubber. And he's going to be charged with an automatic ball. So the count goes even at 2. Base is empty, still no one out here on this leadoff batter, but now Mayo back even on the count. Case delivers, and it's fouled off right side. Count stays. They had that big broadcast on MLB Network from a Charlotte Knights game, AAA of the White Sox. And they were showing a little bit of information on how the pitch clock had affected minor league baseball. And there were no discernible changes in terms of key and meaningful stats of offense or pitching. As the 2-2 is fouled off right side, count stays. Runs per game was on par with 2021, as were walks, strikeouts, hits. Stolen bases weren't really changed. But time of game had shrunk by about 30 minutes on average. The 2-2. Mayo lifts it high out toward right field, but this one slicing away near the corner, and it'll get out of play again. Another foul holds it even at 2 as Mayo is starting to run this plate appearance a little high. This next offering will be the 9th from Brad Case. Again, Altoona does really need him to finish this second inning, as they usually rely on him for 2. Another 2-2, and Mayo bounces it up the third base line. A fair ball as it hugged the line the whole way. Headed into the corner, Mayo loses the helmet around first, and he'll cruise into second standing. Second double for Mayo this season. 5 of the 6 innings tonight. Bowie has gotten the leadoff batter on base. On a 9-pitch plate appearance, Mayo just smoked an up-and-in fastball, kicking up some chalk the entire way until it was past third base. That's where I was talking about the confidence as well as the patience for Kobe Mayo lately to get this, just this new approach. Here's Cody Roberts, first pitch. It's called a strike on a changeup high. It's 0-1 to start. Roberts is 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1. Slap foul right side, count to 0-2. But yes, it is Lakins warming in the bullpen for Bowie on a major league rehab assignment for Baltimore following some right elbow inflammation. Expecting around a 35-pitch limit for him, so who knows, maybe he could finish out the game depending on how things play out for him in these final 3 innings. The 0-2 to Roberts, swinging a line drive, left field, over the infielders for a base hit. Shallow left, Mayo rounds third, a play at the plate. The throw is not received well by the catcher. Mayo scores. It looked like it might have beat him, but Rodriguez was more concerned with Roberts. Roberts didn't go anywhere. It's an RBI single, and Bowie leads 5-1. That throw really looked like it was going to beat Mayo, and it just had me confused that Rodriguez was so interested in the other runner. I suppose it was a little bit too far in front of home plate. And Rodriguez wanted to make sure he didn't obstruct the baseline. That's the best way I can probably surmise it. Here's Andrew Dashbach. First pitch is fouled off. A piece hits off of home plate, and it's 0-1 to start. But Bowie has their largest lead of the evening at 4 runs now, as they look to maybe increase a little bit more with runners still at first and no one out. Case comes set. And the next offering is called a strike. Changeup hits the outside half of the zone. Set the count to 0-2. It's an 0 for 1 day for Dashbach. Walked in the second inning, struck out swinging back in the fourth. Here's the next. Swing and a miss high for strike 3. Rodriguez was thinking about throwing to first, but didn't let go of the ball. Dashbach is down on 3 pitches. Second strikeout for Brad Case, 5th overall for Altoona pitching. So back to the top of the lineup for Colton Cowser. One for 2 day for Cowser. With the first pitch in from Case, it's under the knees, ball 1. A double to lead off the first inning and a run scored in that frame. Strikeout swinging in the second. Cowser walked with 1 out in the fourth. Got to third base, but was left stranded. Pickoff throw to first. Not in time, and not much of a fluid motion from Brad Case. He's one of those pitchers that can let you know that the throw is coming when you're watching his legs and not even his arm. But again, they're so focused on Roberts, who has not attempted to steal this season. Here's the 1-0. Fastball just above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes on Cowser. So Lakins has really had to slow up his warm-up in the Bowie bullpen, as the Baysox have just kind of stretched out this inning. Not to help that Brad Case does use a lot of time on that pitch clock between offerings. The 2-0 is cracked up the middle and past the diving glove of Nick Gonzalez into center field. Roberts will stop at second base, but it's a single for Cowser. Another 2-hit day for the left-handed batter, and the Baysox have them at first and second with only 1 out. 15th multi-hit game for Colton Cowser this season. And now here's Joey Ortiz with first and second, still 1 gone. For 3 day for Ortiz, he's due. First pitch, called a strike in the upper outside corner. It's 0-1. Ortiz has flown out twice, once to left field in the first, then to right field in the second. He grounded out softly to the pitcher back in the fourth. Here's the next, and Ortiz bounces it slowly to short, picked by Peguero. He tries to go to second and throws it into right field. Roberts will score, Cowser goes to third base, and Bowie leads 6-1. An E6 straight up on Peguero from the fielder's choice, as he was really trying to lead Gonzalez in on the double play, and I don't think Gonzalez was in the right spot for it. So no RBI on that one for Ortiz, but he does reach on the choice. And now with a 5-run lead, here comes Connor Norby. Norby 2 for 3 with an RBI double in the first. First pitch here is muscled out toward right center field, falling quickly, but scooped on a low grab by Lolo Sanchez. Runner at third will tag. Cowser scores on the sacrifice fly, and it's 7-1 Bowie. 6-run lead for the Baysox. Gets a right-hander tossing in the bullpen for Altoona, as there's now 2 outs with a runner still at first base. Good run down by Lolo Sanchez in center to make sure that didn't get any worse. Ortiz would have easily been at third base after that play. So now here's Adam Hall. First pitch home, and he swings and misses. Change up outside, it's 0-1. So now after Ortiz has gotten on, Hall is the last Bowie batter that has not been on base today. 0 for 3 with a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. 0-1 pitch. Hall gets brushed off inside a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lakin still tossing in the Bowie bullpen. Who's that Altoona has going? It looks to be Austin Roberts, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and inside. Sets it to a ball and 2 strikes now. Roberts, I don't think we've seen much of him here from Bowie's perspective. But as the Baysox lead 7-1, he'll take on all comers right now. The 1-2, and Hall just pulls back in time. More so backs off from a slider inside, sets the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Ortiz leads briefly at first. Again, that big lead and that big open gap on the right side of the infield. 2-2. And Hall takes a half swing and a high fastball, trying to protect his chin. Home plate umpire rings him up on it, though, as Hall went around. Third strikeout for Brad Case ends the inning, but not before Bowie plates 3. RBI by Connor Norby and Cody Roberts, and an error to bring across another. As we move to the 7th, Bowie leads by 6. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
There's plenty going on at the ballpark on Saturday, August 27th. Bowie will be hosting a special tribute to Negro League Baseball, as well as an exhibit presented by the Josh Gibson Foundation with special artifacts from the Hall of Famer's career, as well as the Baysox huge Touch a Truck event featuring dozens of construction, excavation, emergency vehicles, and trucks for all fans to enjoy and interact with exhibits as well. It begins at 4:30 and is going to run till 6:30 ahead of the 6:35 game. It's all presented by Miss Utility and comes your way on a busy Saturday, August 27th, so get your tickets at Baysox.com.
We're on to the 7th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie has rebuilt their lead and added on to it. 7-1 Baysox as they've got a good chance to knock off Altoona's 5-game winning streak. Bowie makes a pitching change. Nolan Hoffman, in his first appearance back since May following an injured list stint, spun a perfect 6th inning. He struck out a pair of batters. That was it. Sidearm hurler had no issue. As the Baysox bring in a rehabbing big leaguer, Travis Lakins will take over on a major league rehab assignment from Baltimore following some right elbow inflammation that had him sidelined since early May. He'll take on 4, 5, and 6 in the Altoona lineup, starting with Blake Sable. First pitch to the left-hander, Sable is down and inside, misses for ball 1. It's 1-0. Lakins, a 6'1", 220-pound, 27-year-old right-hander. He's from Middletown, Ohio, lives in Jupiter, Florida. He's familiar with this league, a former Red Sox farmhand, as the 1-0 pitch misses outside. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. He was claimed off of waivers from the Chicago Cubs back in 2020, and he's been with the Orioles since. As Sable is 1 for 2 on the day, singled in the first inning. The 2-0 is fouled off the other way, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. This season with Baltimore, he appeared in 6 games, tossed 10 1/3 innings, allowed 11 runs and 14 hits, including 3 homers, walked 6, and struck out 8. As the 2-1 pitch to Sable is lined foul again left side, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He spent more time with Baltimore as a major leaguer than he ever did with Boston. Best season came in that 2020 campaign, 22 appearances and a 2.81 ERA. As the 2-2 pitch is popped foul behind home plate. Just under the reach of the opposing broadcast booth. John Moses is probably going to be living with that devastating fact for the rest of his life. Just needs some longer arms there, Moses. Get some longer arms, Moses. Count stays even at 2 on Blake Sable. Lakin steps back, kicks high, fires the 2-2, and it misses. Down and away to run it full. He'll kick some dirt off of the rubber. And try again. 3-2. Fouled off again to the screen. An early battle here. That was the 7th pitch. Lakins does have a handful of offerings in his arsenal. Four-seam fastball, then a cutter that he's been using a little bit less. As another payoff to Sable. Misses down and a leadoff walk. So that's how Lakin starts his relief appearance. Second walk overall by Baysox pitching today.
First baseman, Malcolm Nunez.
Here's Malcolm Nunez. First pitch into the right-hander, and it misses down and away a fastball, 1-0 to start. Oh for 2 day for Nunez as Bowie leads 7-1. The 1-0 is swung on and missed high. Fastball at 92 sets the count even at a ball and a strike. Along with the cutter, Lakins also has a changeup, a curveball, and a sinker that he added last season. The 1-1. Inside, fastball nearly got some of the jersey on Nunez. Sets the count to 2 balls and a strike. But Altoona still has a right-hander throwing in their bullpen, so Brad Case is probably done. Looks like Austin Roberts will take the next half inning. The 2-1. Grounded to third. Prieto waits back, picks it in fair territory, goes to second. They try for the second at first, but it's late. They do get Sable at second base. Connor Norby was able to just get there in time, and the throw beat out Sable's slide, a 5-4 fielder's choice. Those are some of the hardest double plays to turn, especially when the ball put in play is only 49 miles an hour. That takes away even more of the issue. Fielder has to receive it and pretty much has no more burn time. They've got to get it over there instantly. Here's Leo Peguero. First pitch is a ball. Misses outside, and all 3 batters have started out with a 1-0 count against Lakins. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Maybe a piece into the mid of the catcher, but Peguero still didn't get good contact, and it's 1-1. Lakins last tossed for Baltimore back on May 11th when the Orioles were on the road in St. Louis. 1-1 is cracked into the air, shallow. Out toward the second baseman, Connor Norby, and he makes the catch. That one got about 100 feet up, but really didn't get anywhere. 2 gone. Now Lakins tossed 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. With 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. There's just 2s everywhere on this, on 2 hits. And now here's Andres Alvarez. Yeah, he only made 2 appearances in May. And then hit the injured list with the elbow inflammation. And on the 60-day, first pitch to Alvarez misses down and away, 1-0. And again, he's around a 35-ish pitch limit today. He's already at 16, so perhaps a second inning. Can't imagine more after that as the 1-0 pitch misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. And then maybe Bowie can go to one final arm for the 9th inning. Plenty of options there, especially with a 7-1 lead for the Baysox. Don't need too much. The 2-0. Up and in. 3 balls and no strikes. And at the moment, hasn't been the strongest attack of the strike zone for Lakins. 18 pitches, only 8 of them have found the strike zone. And 2 of those 8 were put into play. The 3-0. Called a strike. Fastball skims the lower outside corner. It's 3-1 now. Runner at first, 2 away in the 7th. The 3-1 to Alvarez. Fouled off right side. Too far underneath the fastball, and that's set about belly high. Runs the count full on Alvarez, so Nunez at first base will get a jump. Dashbach will still hold him on first base. As Lakin sets, holds behind the right ear. Looks down to his front foot and fires. The 3-2 is fouled off right side. Now, if this plate appearance goes relatively long, maybe Lakins doesn't even go out for the 8th inning. Because again, he's around a 35 pitch limit, but that's not a hard cap. And if he was around, say, 33, they definitely wouldn't send him out again. But just how low is that threshold is the question. Runner goes, 3-2 is checked on, and it's outside for ball 4. The inning continues as Lakins walks a batter with 2 outs. That's his 2nd walk this inning, 3rd overall for Baysox pitching. And now Fabricio Macias. Fortunate that Bowie didn't really lay off of their offensive run from yesterday as the first pitch to Fabricio Macias misses outside. All 5 batters that Lakins has seen now have had a first pitch ball. No one is biting on that fastball, especially when it tails too far away. 1-0. That goes for a strike. Sinker hit the top half, and it's 1-1. Lakins has had a little bit of issue with that right elbow. He missed a portion of 2021 with strains on it as the 1-1 is belted out to left field. This one trouble. Paskin running back. And there it goes. 3-run home run for Fabricio Macias. And Altoona is within 3. It's 7-4. Well, just like yesterday, the walks torched Bowie's opportunities. Fortunately for them, the offense has provided cushion today. But Bowie walked 8 batters yesterday, and 4 of them came across the score. And again, 3rd home run of the season for Macias, 100 miles an hour and 380 feet away from home plate. He's up to 21 RBI, and now it empties the bases for Lolo Sanchez, first pitch. And he watches it down and in. Make that all 6 batters for Lakins. 0 for 2 day from Sanchez. Grounded out to second his last time up. The 1-0 is bounced to short. Picked on the skipper by Joey Ortiz and sent to first base in time. 3-run home run. Does a little bit of damage for Altoona, but as we stretch, Bowie still has a 3-run lead. It's 7-4. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Fans, don't forget about the Touch a Truck event coming to Prince George's Stadium later this week. It's on Saturday the 27th as the Baysox continue this homestand. A 6:35 first pitch with dozens of construction vehicles, work trucks, emergency vehicles from police and fire departments. They're just all going to be out at the Baysox parking lot for you to see, interact with, and learn about from 4:30 to 6:30. So be sure to get out for that on Saturday the 27th. It's all presented by Miss Utility. As we move to the bottom of the 7th here at Prince George's Stadium, Bowie leads 7-4. They did have a 7-1 edge just a half inning ago, so now they're trying to rebuild that lead. As Hudson Haskin steps in, a new pitcher takes over for Altoona, Austin Roberts. First pitch, and Haskin watches fastball miss up and away. 1-0 to start. After Haskin, it's Cesar Prieto and then Kobe Mayo to bat. Brad Case is done. Long relief for him, 2 2/3 innings. Allowed 3 hits and 3 runs, but only 1 earned. 1-0. Haskin swings and misses on a high fastball. It's 1-1. Case struck out 3 batters, didn't walk anyone. As Roberts takes over, 6 foot, 205-pound, 24-year-old right-hander from West Sacramento, California. He fires the next to Haskin, and it's called a strike. Borderline on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Outside edge of the plate to run it to 1-2. Roberts was an 8th-round draft selection in 2019 from Sacramento State. He sends the 1-2 to Haskin, and it's down and away. Haskin followed it all the way through, but held off as it sets the count even at 2. Roberts, 29 appearances this season. 3-1 record, a 5.45 ERA in 36 1/3 innings. 40 strikeouts, 17 walks. He's allowed 8 home runs. That's the second most out of the Altoona bullpen this year. Here's the 2-2. Haskin gets plunked. That one wasn't even borderline. That was ticketed right to his waist. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, so not the highest of heat from Austin Roberts, but even while Hudson Haskin is a magnet, that one really looked like it was right on him. That's the 20th hit by pitch that Haskin has dealt this season, been dealt with, matching his 20 from 2021. So Bowie gets another leadoff batter on base. Obviously this one a little more painful than the others, but of the 7 innings now, they've done it in 6 of them. Here's Cesar Prieto to bat. Left-hander is 2 for 3 on the day, and the first pitch is checked on, up and away. An appeal to the base umpire says he held off. It's 1-0 to start. Roberts was on Altoona's opening day roster, and he made 1 appearance in the Harrisburg series, tossed a scoreless inning with a hit and 2 walks. The 1-0. This is down and inside. Count goes to 2-0. So he's definitely working with at least 1 runner in scoring position in that one, but was able to dance around it. Third base plays in as the 2-0 misses outside, and it's 3-0. But I've said it all right already today, as Andy Rodriguez heads out for a chat with his battery mate. Prieto can be relatively predictable with his bunt attempts. While third base still plays in the entire time, Prieto, while he squared to bunt in each of his last 3 plate appearances, he did it on the first pitch, missed the opportunity on all 3 of them. I think he fouled off 2. And after the first pitch, he didn't try again. That's how Prieto has been all season. Does it once, and if it doesn't succeed, then he just goes back to swinging away. Runner at first, no one out here in the bottom of the 7th. Bowie leads 7-4. Next pitch. 3-0 is called a strike, just at the letters for Prieto. Set it to 3 balls and 1 strike here. Roberts sends, and Prieto takes a half swing on a pitch that bounces in front of the catcher. Haskin will take second base. The ball went sky high, pretty much at least 7-8 feet in the air after hitting off of, I believe, the shin guard of Rodriguez. And it'll be ruled a wild pitch, while Prieto was called for swinging through it. Sets the count full, but Haskin moves to second base on the wild pitch. So now an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. They set up for down and in, the 3-2. Swung on and missed in the dirt for strike 3. Rodriguez pounced on it. Prieto wasn't concerned about going to first base. Even if he did, he would have been out. First strikeout for Austin Roberts today. 7th overall for Altoona pitching. And now Kobe Mayo to bat. Mayo a 2 for 3 day. Pair of extra base hits, a 2-run home run in the 2nd, a double and a run scored in the 6th. He flew out to center field in the 3rd. First pitch. Called a strike on the top half of the zone. It's 0-1. Runner at second, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Bowie is starting to get some action in their bullpen. The 0-1 bounces in. A little bit outside as well to Mayo, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Again, it was a very lengthy inning of relief for Travis Lakin, so it's understandable that Bowie gets someone up in response to that. Jensen Elliott will probably take the 8th, could take the 9th as well, all depends. Bowie would just like to give a little bit more cushion as well. Here's the 1-1, and Mayo watches high, a fastball. Set the count to 2 balls and a strike now. But again, a 6-run lead is not insurmountable by any means. Bowie has blown 6-run leads this season. They've overcome 6-run leads this season. So you want to make sure you can rebuild it. The 2-1, and Mayo cracks it on a bounce to third, backhanded by Jared Triolo. He has to throw a long way across the diamond, and he gets it there. Haskin will advance to third base. A productive out for Mayo. 5-3, and there's 2 gone. Great play by Triolo. Deep enough in the hole while having to backhand it. You've got to make that transfer and turn your body into the throw pretty much in the same motion. So now with a runner at third, here's Cody Roberts, who's 2 for 3. He's got a pair of singles, 2 runs scored, as well as a run driven in. As Roberts looks to dance around that leadoff runner on base. First pitch in. It's called a strike on the inside edge. No, as a matter of fact, Haskin retreated back to second base. I didn't even catch that. I thought I saw him going to third the entire time. So Haskin's still at second. Not sure where I saw that. My mind just must have assumed. So it's 0-1 on Roberts. And he lofts the next pitch foul right side. Nothing in 2 already. But again, Bowie's still ahead 7-4. They've out-hit Altoona 10-4 as well. The next pitch, and Roberts swings and misses on a ball in the dirt. So Bowie does get another leadoff batter on base, but they strand Haskin at second base this time. 2 strikeouts for Roberts in the 7th. We move to the 8th. Bowie still leads 7-4. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print. not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Moving on to the 8th inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Bowie leading 7-4. They make another pitching change. Pulling out their third reliever today as Jensen Elliott takes over. He'll face with the top of the Altoona lineup. Jared Triello will open it up on a 2-for-3 day. Travis Lakins is done. His first appearance on a Major League Rehab assignment from Baltimore. Featured just one inning and allowed 3 runs as the first pitch to Triello might be another one. Line drive smacked out toward left center field, and it's just over the outstretched hand of Adam Hall. Bounces off the base of the wall. Triello will go to second. He's thinking third. The throw comes in, and it won't get there. Triello slides in, but he didn't need to. A leadoff triple. He's a double shy of the cycle here in the top of the 8th inning. That's his 5th triple this year. And Altoona, they're starting to run a little bit. Bowie needs to be careful. Lakins fired 1 inning, gave up just 1 hit, but 3 runs. He didn't strike out a batter and walked a pair before giving up the 3-run blast to Fabricio Macias. First pitch to Nick Gonzalez is swung on and missed. Slider outside, opens the count up at 0-1. But now Jensen Elliott is taking over, and he's already having to deal with a runner at third and no one out. Elliott, a 6'6", 231-pound right-hander, fires the 0-1, and it should probably have gone for a strike. That fastball was pretty much on the zone on the upper outside corner, but it runs the count even at 1. Here's the next. Down and away. That one a clear ball. 2-1. Elliott, a 19th round draft selection in 2019 from Oklahoma State. On the season with Bowie, 25 appearances. 6-2 record. Leads the team in wins with a 4.10 ERA. The 2-1. Called a strike. Fastball hits the lower outside corner. It's 2-2. Elliott has been a contact pitcher. 41 2/3 innings, only 25 strikeouts. Against 13 walks, he's allowed 4 home runs. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, back to the screen. Count stays. This is a potential save opportunity if Elliott records the final 6 outs. And in save opportunities, he's only converted 2 of 5. Fortunately for Bowie, still not in a tying run scenario just yet, as the 2-2 is called strike 3. Slider hits the lower outside corner on Gonzalez, and Elliott picks up his first punch out. 7th overall for Baysox pitching, and now here's the switch hitter, Endy Rodriguez. First pitch to Rodriguez, and he rips it to the right side for a base hit. Somerset gets a run. It's 7-5. Had a hard shift on for him as he batted lefty. And where the second baseman normally would have played is right where he hit it. Rodriguez extends his hit streak to 11 consecutive games with his 11th RBI. as Jensen Elliott has a pretty lengthy scoreless streak immediately closed after just 1 out here in the 8th inning. He was riding on 5 consecutive appearances. And now here's Blake Sable, a potential tying run for Altoona. First pitch into him. This is wide, and the count starts out at 1-0. Elliott made 2 appearances in the Somerset series, and while working around tons of contact, he still pitched scoreless. 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. The 1-0, swing and a miss, breaking ball down, and it's 1-1 on Sable, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the first, walked in the 5th. Bowie still leading now, but only by 2. They led 7-1 when this game entered the 7th inning. Here's the 1-1. On the outside edge of the zone for a called strike. A ball and 2 strikes now. Bowie has run into a couple of these problems lately. You can tell the length of the season is starting to take its toll. As the 1-2 pitch is inside, and it looks like it hit Sable's hand. No, it looks to be it hit the knob of his bat. At least that's what the home plate umpire is saying. Sable had recoiled as if it hit his hand. The home plate umpire is not granting him first base, and now here comes Altoona's manager, just slowly walking down from third base to talk about it. And it seemed to be that he was calling that a foul tip. Well, they are going to chat. There's not too much animation in this discussion. It's just, I suppose, a little bit of clarification. While Kyron Matson isn't, of course, happy about the call. He looks frustrated, but just not angry in any capacity. That would be an important base runner, though, for Altoona, so I would understand maybe even getting a bit frustrated, but this never seems like the kind of call to get too upset about. As Bowie leads 7-5. We can take on a quick cruise around the rest of the Eastern League. Conversation is over, and the count will stay at 1-2 strikes. Somerset leads New Hampshire 3-2 after they fell behind 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Binghamton has that same lead over Reading 3-2 in the 8th. Richmond trailing Akron 4-2, also in the 8th. And Hartford lost to Portland, a shutout, 8-0 over at Hadlock Field. Elliott with new life. The 1-2 is popped foul, left side out of play. Count stays. You don't want to lose him now after getting a big chance to kind of reset on the plate appearance. Not necessarily even reset, but go after him again while you're still ahead in the count. Runner at first, 1 away. Another 1-2 pitch. This is outside. Sets the count even at 2. 1 game to a final as well in the Eastern League. Harrisburg knocks off Erie today, 9-5. The good old Dolly Parton score. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It gets by. Roberts chases it down, and he can't go anywhere with it. Sable reaches on the strikeout wild pitch. They'll roll it a passed ball, as a matter of fact, on Roberts, his 8th this season. So what should have been the 2nd out of the inning, instead puts the tying run on base for Altoona. And that's going to lead to a mound visit from Kyle Moore. Pitching coach Josh Conway has been ejected, so Moore is going to be making both mound visits for just the quick chats and the pitching changes. And they'll have a brief chat about it right now. But yeah, Erie did not get a good start from a young pitcher making his Double-A debut. Brant Herter came on for his debut and opened all right, allowed 2 runs in his first 3 innings, and then something went wrong in the 4th inning. He allowed 7 runs. Eventually had to exit with a trainer from what we've been told, and Harrisburg went on to win 9-5. So if Bowie can hold on to this lead, while it is looking to become a difficult task, if they can hold on to this lead, they'll move back into a tie for first place. Now here's Malcolm Nunez. Nunez 0 for 3 on the day, but he scored after reaching on a force out in the 7th inning. First pitch. Nunez watches the slider miss outside, and it's 1-0 to start. First and second, still with only one out. Jared Triolo led off with a triple and scored on Endy Rodriguez's RBI single. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Same slider. Still too far down and away, but it runs the count even at 1. Rodriguez now at second, Sable at first after reaching on the strikeout and passed ball. Here's the next. Down and in. And it sets the count to 2-1. Here's the 2-1. And it misses down, bounces away. Roberts didn't realize the runner's going to advance. So Rodriguez advancing on a passed ball and now a wild pitch. But again, since Sable struck out with a runner at first, he couldn't advance. The 3-1 is called a strike on the inside edge. It runs the count full. That was my mistake when it originally came through. I forgot. The drop third strike rule doesn't come to effect if first base is occupied and there's fewer than 2 outs, which there were. The 3-2, bounced foul, third base side. Some bodies flying out of the way in the Altoona dugout, and the count stays full. So yes, Sable's strikeout was just a regular strikeout. The passed ball, of course, didn't help, and advancing Rodriguez to second base. But since first base was occupied, Sable was not allowed to go to first base. He did run, but he didn't have to. The 3-2. Lifted in the air to shallow left field. Hanging up long enough for Hudson Haskin to run down, but Joey Ortiz will back out and make the catch. A little bit of trouble for Jensen Elliott, but he's able to navigate through most of it. A leadoff triple leads to a run, and as we go to the bottom of the 8th, Bowie leads 7-5. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
On to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Prince George's Stadium. Gives us a chance to tell you about our good friends over at Pest Now. They're a proud partner of the Bowie Baysox. They provide pest control services for Prince George's Stadium. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, from general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all their pest control services, call Pest Now, 301-231-8300, or visit pestnow.com. Andrew Dashbach will lead off as we move to the bottom of the 8th, and the first pitch is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to start. Austin Roberts continues on the mound for his second inning of relief. Here's the 0-1. Dashbach watches it sail to the screen. It's an 0-for-2 day for Dashbach. He walked in the second inning, struck out twice. And after him, it'll be Colton Cowser and Joey Ortiz to bat. Bowie has gotten the leadoff batter on base in 6 of their 7 innings today. Dashbach will try to carry that trend as the pitcher steps off the back of the rubber. Of the 6 that have reached safely, 4 of them have scored. That has been so critical for Bowie tonight to have them hold on to this 7-5 edge. As the Baysox have a right-hander warming in their bullpen, Hector Perez will come on for a save situation. The 2-1. Inside, Dashbach did flick the wrists a little bit, but the barrel didn't go too far. Count to 2 balls and a strike now. After Dashbach, Colton Cowser, and then Joey Ortiz to bat. (3-1). Just a piece, fouled off in on the handle and back to the screen as the count runs even. It looked to be there was an automatic ball mixed in there, missed that one. So the count full. Well, sometimes you look down, you miss it a little bit. That's the benefit of the pitch clock, I suppose. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Third strikeout for Austin Roberts. 9th overall for Altoona pitching. And now back to the top of the lineup for Colton Cowser. He's riding another pretty decent day. Two for 3 day for Cowser. A walk, a double, 2 runs scored. First pitch. And he watches up and away a changeup. It's 1-0 to start. Cowser has seen all 3 pitchers now. He's reached safely against the first 2. As Roberts holds set and fires the 1-0. Up. Not too far in, but Cowser still brushed himself off as it sets the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Bowie leading 7-5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're just going to need 3 quick outs in the top of the 9th from Hector Perez to wrap up a win. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball just up and away. Sets the count to 2-1. Again, a decent shift on the right side of the infield against Cowser. And he's been working through that today. A single up the middle, a double to right. The 2-1. That's an easy called strike. Change up. It's the middle of the plate to even the count at 2. On what's been a calm, a pretty windless, now dark night here at Prince George's Stadium. Hadn't had too many clouds today. Some nice warm sun earlier, but it's just been a good day overall. 2-2 is poked slowly to third, rolling weakly on the grass, and there's no play. Jared Triolo tried to barehand it, and he could not. An infield single, a swinging bunt for Colton Cowser, his 3rd hit of the day. So while the leadoff batter did not get on base, the second batter did. And now Joey Ortiz will bat with runner at first and 1 gone. Ortiz has had a rare 0-for-4 day. He reached safely on a fielder's choice back in the 6th inning. But prior to that, he grounded out to the mound in the 4th and flew out twice. Righty on righty in the first pitch. Ortiz watches a called strike. Fastball pretty much right down Broadway, and it's 0-1. Bowie leading 7-5, so nowhere near out of the woods. Cushion would help. Maybe even a chance to take the save situation away from Hector Perez as we get a pickoff throw over to first base, but it came a little bit too early. Colton Cowser hadn't fully taken his lead yet. He quickly turned heel and slid back in safely. Here's the 0-1. Ortiz swings through a breaking ball down. 0-2 already. But with only 1 out, I could see Cowser trying for something. Again, it doesn't help that it's a right-hander in the box. But while Ortiz is behind 0-2, this could be the chance because maybe you get a breaking ball down and away. Cowser stays put, the 0-2. Just misses outside as Ortiz was thinking about it. Fastball at 96. Sets it to a ball and 2 strikes now, so I suppose a good thing that Cowser didn't take off. See, that's why I'm not a coach. Roberts sets quickly at the chin and fires. Swing and a miss. Ortiz is down on strikes, chases a low changeup on 1-2. Already 4 strikeouts for Austin Roberts, and now here comes Connor Norby.
Second baseman, Connor Norby.
2 for 3 day for Norby. He's driven in a pair of runs. RBI double in the first, single in the third, struck out in the fourth, and a sacrifice fly back in the 6th. First pitch to him here is swung on and missed up and away. Catcher thought about first base, but didn't throw it. 0-1 to start. They're thinking about Cowser. They can't take their eyes off of him. The 0-1 to Norby is lifted out towards shallow left center. Sanchez is running down from center. He's got a read. Spins around on it a little bit, dancing those feet, and finally makes the catch. So Bowie gets a 1-out single, but strands him at first. As we go to the top of the 9th, Hector Perez will come on and needs 3 outs while holding a 2-run lead. Bowie leads 7-5. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Well, as the baseball season winds down, that means we've got to get ready for football. Friday, September 9th, it's the Baysox football kickoff night at Prince George's Stadium. Getting ready for the college season and the pro season, the Baysox will be giving away a special Adley Rutschman bobblehead. Remember, Adley played college football before he joined the Orioles. It's a free bobblehead for the first 750 fans ages 13 and up. So be sure to join the Baysox football kickoff night on Friday, September 9th. Get your tickets at baysox.com.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
We move on to the 9th inning here at Prince George's Stadium as Bowie looks to wrap up their first win since last week and break Altoona's 5-game winning streak at the same time. That's about us with you from the ballpark. And Bowie, thanks so much for stopping by this evening. As the Baysox lead 7-5, they'll make a pitching change. Hector Perez will come on for a save situation. The right-hander will face off against Leover Peguero, Andres Alvarez, and Fabricio Macias, 6, 7, and 8 in the Altoona lineup. Jensen Elliott is done, 1 inning for him. He gave up 2 hits and a run, struck out 2 batters. Hector Perez, a 6'3", 223-pound right-hander, minor league free agent signed by Baltimore earlier this year. On the season for Bowie, 6 appearances, an 0-1 record with a 4.70 ERA. First pitch in, and Peguero bounces it up the third base line, barehanded, and it's off Prieto's fingertips. That'll be a base hit. With how slowly it was hit, Peguero reaches to open the inning. And out of the gate, Altoona is playing with a game-tying run. Peguero's got hits in 2 of his last 3 games now for the Curve, and Andres Alvarez will bat on an 0-for-2 day. Perez has 7 2/3 innings under his belt with Bowie this season. 12 strikeouts. He's walked only 3. He has allowed 2 home runs, however, and his only save situation was a blown save. He came in with a 2-1 lead over Akron about 2 weeks ago. As the first pitch to Andres Alvarez is called a strike in the lower outside corner, it's 0-1. Came on with a 2-1 lead over Akron in the bottom of the 9th inning about 2 weeks ago, and did not collect an out. Hit a batter, walked 2 batters, and then gave up a walk-off 2 RBI single. The 0-1 moves down and in and gets past Roberts, runner to second base. Wild pitch, as Bowie has been allowing these base runners to advance a ton in just these last 2 innings. There's a wild pitch and a pass ball in the 8th inning. And now a wild pitch here in the 9th. Fortunately, in the 8th, that runner didn't score, moving from first to third on the free passes. But that run still wouldn't be too nice if it came across. 1-1 here on Alvarez, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Next pitch, called a strike. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, nicks the outside corner. It's 1-1. Perez made 2 appearances in the Somerset series. He gave up a solo home run in his last outing. That was on Sunday, part of the 4 home run day for Somerset. He gave it up to Anthony Volpe. The 1-2, fouled off. Fastball way inside. Keeps the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Prior to that, though, Perez spun 2 scoreless innings against the Patriots. He gave up just 1 hit and 1 walk while striking out 3. Also worked a double play in that mix. Double play not really in the equation right now with a runner at second and no one out. Time called behind home plate as we wait on the next pitch to Alvarez. 7-5 Bowie. They've been in command all game, but their lead was as high as 6 runs at one point. The 1-2 pitch. Bounced foul, third base side. Count stays. Bowie led 1-0 after the first. An RBI double by Connor Norby. 3-0 after the second, thanks to a 2-run home run by Kobe Mayo. They got it as high as 7-1 when the game entered the 7th inning. But it's 7-5 now. As Perez sets, first base side of the rubber at the chest. The 1-2 and a pitch clock violation as Perez was delivering. He sent the pitch home, but the home plate umpire had called him on it as he had come set but not started his delivery. So it runs the count even at 2. That pitch looked like it would have missed low anyway. Whether or not Alvarez would have swung at it is the other question. I can't really tell you. Now the 2-2. Bounced over deep in the hole at short. Picked by Joey Ortiz. He goes to third for the lead runner and they tag him. Cesar Prieto lays it down perfectly. A beautifully executed 6-5 choice, and Peguero is out. That is the high IQ kind of play that you see on the regular from this left side of the Bowie infield. Alvarez still reaches, of course, but now he's just at first base, the only runner aboard, and with 1 out, here's Fabricio Macias. First pitch is fouled off right side. It's 0-1 to open. Double play is back on the table, and this time it could end the game. Macias had the 3-run home run off of Travis Lakins in the 7th inning. Really brought this game within reach for Altoona as he represents a tying run here. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off again right side, suddenly 0-2. Altoona, seeing that they still have an opportunity, gets a right-hander moving. Colin Selby is throwing in the bullpen for the Curve if this game does reach a bottom of the 9th inning. Runner at first, 1 away. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It hit off of the glove of the catcher and sneaks away. The runner advances to second base. A passed ball on Roberts, his second today, pushes Alvarez to second, but Macias is out.
Center fielder, Lobo Sanchez.
First strikeout for Perez, 9th overall for Baysox pitching rather. And now here's Lolo Sanchez as Altoona's last chance. Runner at second, now 2 away, and Altoona will make a change. Aaron Shackelford, left-hander, will step in. Pinch hitter is hitting .248 this season. 23 home runs to lead the team. 67 runs batted in. First pitch in, and Shackelford fouls it off of home plate. 0-1 to start. This is Shackelford's third pinch hit opportunity of the season. He's 1 for 2 on the year. That's it. Hasn't driven anyone in. And he's had a tough time against right-handers this year, only hitting .233 against them. So they've got a shift on for the left-hander, of course, as Bowie leads 7-5 in the ninth. Perez just needs this one quick out, and it sends everyone home. The 0-1. This is inside, 98 miles an hour on the fastball, however. Sets the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bowie has not had too many save opportunities this season. They have the fewest saves in the Eastern League. As the 1-1 pitch is called a strike on the inside edge. 98 mile an hour fastball, skimmed it, sets it to 1-2. Light round of applause here as Bowie is 1 strike away from wrapping up the night. Shackelford back in. Perez holds ball in hand and brings them together at the waist, up to the chest, and the 1-2 pitch. Misses down and in. Kept in front by Cody Roberts, and the count evens at 2. Bowie leads 7-5. They had a 7-1 lead in the 6th. Altoona has put on 4 consecutive runs, and they have a runner at second with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Perez 1 strike away, though, from logging the save. A 2-2 count on Shackelford. Perez sets. The pitch home. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again. Perez logs the save with a 97 mile an hour fastball high to close out a 7-5 win over Altoona. That was a trademark Bowie win, I feel that it's been this season. While things did get a bit close late, Bowie was still able to get some consistent offense early and into the middle of the game. While the late game may have shut down a little bit, Bowie still got the job done. We've got plenty to discuss on Baysox postgame coming up next as Bowie wins 7-5. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Sabanas.
Well, things definitely got a little tenser than perhaps necessary on the tail end of that one, but the end result is all that matters, and it was a good end result as the Bowie Baysox break out of their very brief 2-game losing skid and pick up their first win this week against Altoona. 7-5 over the curve and even up this 6-game series at 1 win apiece. As we get rolling here with Baysox postgame from Prince George's Stadium, Matt Sabatas with you. We've got a lot to discuss. We'll recap this game in depth. It was very busy, if you can believe it, and then look around the Eastern League and the Orioles organization, but mostly checking in on those Eastern League scores, see if Bowie can move back into a tie for first place, depending on how the rest of the league had fared at the end of the night. But we've got a lot to talk about, so let's recap. We go all the way back in time to the faraway land of 6:36 p.m. when the first pitch came home from Brendan Hanafy to Jared Triolo. It was called a strike, and while falling behind 0-2, Triolo was able to pick up a single to left field. Got to first base, but was taken out on a fielder's choice, a near double play. But Bowie wasn't able to get the twin killing. Andy Rodriguez flew out to left field, and there were 2 quick outs. But Blake Sable came up, and he had a pretty hard shot to the right side. Looked like there was going to be an opportunity for Altoona to score, but Bowie wasn't having any of that. Runner at first goes. The 3-2 is lined over towards second and through toward the right center field gap for a base hit. Headed first to third and getting the wave around to try and score. Here comes Gonzalez. The throw home is on time, and they've beaten him. By a mile, Gonzalez is thrown out, and the inning is over. So an outfield assist from Adam Hall in center to nail Nick Gonzalez, representing the first run of the game, gave Bowie the chance to get it going in the bottom of the first. Colton Cowser, he wasted no time. A leadoff double. Joey Ortiz flew out to left field, and Cowser was left there for a brief moment, but Connor Norby wouldn't leave him there for too long. He fires the 1-0 pitch, and Norby cracks it deep to center field. Sanchez has his back to the infield, and it slices the other way to bounce off of the warning track. Cowser scores from second, and Norby replaces him at second. An RBI double for Connor Norby, and Bowie leads 1-0 in the first. Norby would steal third base, still with only 1 out, but he would be left stranded after a strikeout and a groundout. But Bowie led 1, and that was a good start. And Brendan Hanafy had no issue setting down the side in order in the second inning. Bowie paid him back in the bottom of the second to follow. As Cesar Prieto led off with a double of his own, Kobe Mayo took it 1 step further to drive them both in. First pitch. Mayo drills it deep out to left field. Alvarez running. He's looking. There it goes. Kobe Mayo says goodbye. His second Double-A home run is a 2-run blast here in the second. Bowie leads 3-0. So a 3-0 edge for the Baysox, but Altoona was able to get one of those runs back after Hanafy dispatched 2 quick batters in the third inning. Jared Triolo gave a ball a charge, and while it looked like it might have hit off at the top of the wall, it did hit just in the right spot to clear the wall overall. With the 1-0 pitch. Cracked out toward deep left center field. This is going to be trouble for Hall as he's running back, looking up, and it's off the top of the wall. Stays in the park as Hall will receive it and send back to the infield. No, it's gone. Third base umpire is making the call. It's a solo home run for Jared Triolo. I think it might have hit off of something on the batter's eye and bounced back into the field of play. Altoona's on the board. It's 3-1. There was a pretty lengthy discussion about whether or not that ball did leave the ballpark. And personally, on my first glance, I had assumed that it left the park. But when I saw it bounce back into play, I called it as a double, because not too often does something bounce back into play at this ballpark, considering the massive gap just past the outfield wall. But they ruled it a home run after a lengthy discussion. Josh Conway was actually ejected, arguing it after the fact. He was obviously very upset and willing to defend his pitcher, but Hanafy was pretty much unfazed by that. He worked the remainder of the inning scoreless, and in the bottom of the third, Bowie did get a couple of runners on, but couldn't get that run back. In the top of the fourth, Hanafy was back to work, retired the side in order, and in the bottom of the fourth, the Baysox did finally get him that run back. After a single and a walk, a productive out put 2 runners into scoring position, and all Bowie needed was a wild pitch to take a 3-run lead again. 1-1 to Norby. Way outside, and it gets back to the screen. It bounces back, but here comes Roberts, and he'll score. Wild pitch makes it 4-1 Bowie as they're back to a 3-run lead. So that was it for Carmen Majinski. He wasn't able to finish the 4th inning. Meanwhile, Brendan Hanafy was able to finish the 5th. He retired the final 7 batters he faced. After walking 1 after the home run, he was able to work well. Set himself up for a win that we'll discuss in a little bit. As Brad Case took on the bulk of relief work through the 5th and into the 6th inning, he ran into a bind in the 6th. After a leadoff double, Cody Roberts gave Bowie another run. The 0-2 to Roberts. Swinging a line drive, left field, over the infielders for a base hit. Shallow left, Mayo rounds third, a play at the plate. The throw is not received well by the catcher. Mayo scores. It looked like it might have beat him, but Rodriguez was more concerned with Roberts. Roberts didn't go anywhere. It's an RBI single, and Bowie leads 5-1. Why would Bowie turn their nose up at a run like that? They would get another run in the same inning after Colton Cowser singled to put runners at first and second. Joey Ortiz hit a ball that probably would have only led to 1 out, but for some reason, Leo Pagero tried to turn 2 and ended up with none. Here's the next, and Ortiz bounces it slowly to short, picked by Pagero. He tries to go to second and throws it into right field. Roberts will score, Cowser goes to third base, and Bowie leads 6-1. So a run on an error that did turn everything unearned on Case from that point on, but Bowie still wasn't done because the very next pitch, Connor Norby brought home one more. Norby 2 for 3 with an RBI double in the first. First pitch here is muscled out toward right center field, falling quickly, but scooped on a low grab by Lolo Sanchez. Runner at third will tag. Cowser scores on the sacrifice fly, and it's 7-1 Bowie. So a 6-run lead for the Baysox. Turned out that they needed a lot of that lead because after that sacrifice fly, well, even before that sacrifice fly, they would only get one more base hit for the remainder of the game, only 2 more base runners when you include a hit by pitch. But as Hannafy finished and took over to the 6th inning, Nolan Hoffman worked scoreless. But in the 7th, as Travis Lakins came out for a Major League rehab assignment, he really ran into a bit of trouble. Walked the first batter. Fortunately, a fielder's choice eliminated that runner and replaced him at first base. A pop-out made it 2 quick outs, but then another walk to Andres Alvarez put 2 aboard, and Fabricio Macias got a hold of 1. Portion of 2021 with strains on it as the 1-1 is belted out to left field. This one trouble. Haskin running back, and there it goes. 3-run home run for Fabricio Macias. And Altoona is within 3. It's 7-4. 3-run blast made it a bit of a close game, and Altoona still wasn't done there because after Bowie went down in the bottom of the 7th, a leadoff triple by Jerry Triolo against Jensen Elliott in the 8th set himself up for an easy run when Andy Rodriguez extended his hit streak. First pitch to Rodriguez, and he rips it to the right side for a base hit. Somerset gets a run. It's 7-5. Rodriguez now has hits in all 11 of his AA games, made it a 2-run game, and while Bowie went down scoreless in the bottom of the 8th, it was on to Hector Perez in the top of the 9th inning. Fortunately for Perez, he was aided by some great defense. Leo Pagero got to second base on a single and a wild pitch, but when Andres Alvarez poked a ball over to shortstop, Joey Ortiz nailed Pagero at third base, trying to advance. Cesar Prieto placed the tag perfectly, and Pagero was out. It was the first out of the inning, and following a strikeout of Fabricio Macias, Hector Perez had to dance with the left-handed pitch hitter Aaron Shackelford. Perez won. A 2-2 count on Shackelford. Perez sets. The pitch home. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again. Perez logs the save with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball high to close out a 7-5 win over Altoona. So your final box score, Altoona scores 5 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. They left on 4. Bowie scores 7 runs on 11 hits with no errors. They left on 8. Brennan Hannafy is the winning pitcher. He moves to 2-1 on the season, while the losing pitcher, Carmen Mojinski, falls to 3-8. Hector Perez earns the save. It's his first of the year. Game was played in 2 hours and 42 minutes in front of a paid attendance at Prince George's Stadium of 1,353. With the loss, Altoona falls to 58-57 on the season. Their 5-game winning streak is over. They now are 29-30 when playing on the road. With the win, Bowie moves to 57-59 on the year. Their 2-game losing streak is over, as the Baysox are now 32-27 when playing at home. In the second half, Bowie increases their record to 30-17, while Altoona falls to 25-21. We can check in on how this game affects the standings in a little bit, but we've got to take a break. When we come back, we'll take a full look around the Eastern League so we can get you a proper update on the rest of the Southwest Division and check in on some of those Northeast Division teams as well. As Bowie takes down Altoona today 7-5, you're listening to Baysox Postgame.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
The Baysox are calling all deadheads to make their way out to Prince George's Stadium on Friday, August 26th for Grateful Dead Night. With special themes and music all night throughout the game, it'll culminate in a Grateful Dead-themed fireworks show to cap the evening. Fans who purchase a special package ticket will receive a limited edition Baysox Grateful Dead t-shirt collaboration and a ticket to the game, so be sure to get there. Friday, August 26th, it's Grateful Dead night at the ballpark. Find out more at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
We're back to Prince George's Stadium one final time this evening as we get ready to wrap up Baysox postgame. 7-5 win for the Bowie Baysox over the Altoona Curve tonight to get them back into the win column after a two-game skid. Let's see how the rest of the Eastern League looks and if that's going to help out Bowie in the Southwest Division standings. Spoiler alert, it is, as Erie did not get the best of Double-A debuts from a new hurler that they had just brought up from High A. Brant Herter was making his Double-A debut and was off to an okay start. 3 innings, allowed 2 runs. But in the 4th, something went wrong, a potential injury that saw him allow 7 runs to Harrisburg in the 4th. And he left before that inning could close. And that was more than enough for Harrisburg to coast to the win. 9-5 as the Senators take down Erie today, ending what was actually only a 1-game winning streak for the Seawolves after they had a tough end of their series with Akron. Speaking of Akron, a 4-run third inning was just what they needed to take down Richmond today 5-2. That's going to keep them in the running while Altoona falls behind a little bit. Somerset, they jumped behind from a 2-1 deficit to lead 3-2 in the 6th and carried that the rest of the way against New Hampshire. That was the final there. Reading picked up a walk-off win over the Binghamton Rumble Ponies tonight. 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to win 4-3. And then one other final in the league. It was a shutout win for Portland, 8-0 over Hartford up at Hadlock Field. Over on the Orioles organizational side of things, 2 games still in action. Make that 3 games still in action as Norfolk and Jacksonville had to play a pseudo doubleheader, completing a suspended game from last night into a 7-inning game tonight. The 7-inning game is Norfolk on top right now. They've just moved into the 5th. 5-3 the score in that one. Aberdeen used a 5-run first inning over Wilmington to cruise into the 9th and have a good chance to close it up. 8-3 they lead. And it's 6-all over in Delmarva. The Shorebirds had a 2-0 lead at one point, a 3-2 lead, but weren't able to hold on to either of those as Lynchburg took a 6-5 edge. Delmarva has just tied it in the bottom of the 6th. And then that suspended game that came to a close earlier today saw Norfolk take down Jacksonville 6-3. Jordan Westberg had a pair of home runs in the contest, technically on 2 different days. Had one yesterday before the rain hit and had one today after they had resumed the game. He's up to 12 at the AAA level. But of course, the score we care about most in this production is that of Bowie's, and it was a good one today as they take down Altoona 7-5. 2 sides are back at it again tomorrow for Game 3 of the set as Bowie looks to take a lead in the 6-game series. Bowie has already, at this point, won the... Well, they've at least secured a tie. I shouldn't speak too soon. They've at least secured a tie in the season series with Altoona, which could help out some, but when you consider that Altoona will play 1 fewer game than the Baysox, at least at this point in the season, there won't really be any chance for a tiebreaker between Bowie and Altoona unless the Baysox cancel a game before the year is out. But Bowie has won 9 of the 14 games played so far, so a 9-5 record against Altoona with still 4 games left to play. Bowie just needs to win 1 of these final 4, and they'll have to capture the series, season series with Altoona. But Game 3 comes tomorrow when Cade Povich gets the ball. Left-hander is without a record, just only 1 appearance, of course, a 3.60 ERA. He tossed well in his debut, while the right-hander Aaron Shortridge will go for Altoona, 1-3 with a 6.61 ERA. It'll be a 6:35 first pitch, which means a DCA Imaging Systems pregame show of 6:15. That's going to do it for us tonight from Prince George's Stadium. Matt Sabata saying thank you so much for stopping by this evening on what was maybe a bit of a long night, but still a fun night, as Bowie takes down Altoona 7-5. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game, and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.